Pull the microphone a little bit closer there, Johnny. All right, we gotta beat this today. No more faffing around. We got other games to play. This has been going on long enough, so we're just gonna power through as quick as we can. I got lemonade, I got coffee. I'm not sure that's a great combination, but I have them. Ahem. Sorry to be done with this. True. So now we know what the autograph super it was. And yet there remains so much more in this case that needs to be resolved. Yup, there sure does. Like housing weapons cross-country lines, for example. The two countries have incredibly strict security systems and entry procedures. Well, one of them just let us in, so... Short of a miracle, it's impossible for someone to have smuggled them in. Smuggling them in, I have coffee friends who drink espresso in lemonade. They sound like freaks. Need to open a new line investigation on just this aspect alone. Before we do that, I'd like to go through the evidence once more. Chucked out the unnecessary evidence. Hey, the VCR's here, so what does my evidence look like now? Are the dogs still there? We still have the dogs! For some reason, the samurai dogs are relevant. And some other shit, like this wire, I guess, and hair needles. What? There shouldn't be much of this case left, in theory. No, this case can be broken up into 3 acts. This case alone can be broken up into 3 acts. We're in the beginning of the final act. Now we can see what's on the tape detector pad. Give us this piece of evidence from the KG8 incident hidden inside for 10 long years. I know this is related to the current case somehow. Detective Gumshoe, if you could play the tape for us. Sure thing, sir. He's 30 in 2015 or whenever this takes place. He definitely used a VCR. I'm 30 in 2025. I used a VCR. This is Manny Cochin. And he's holding a knife in his hand and a calling card. He's also holding that knife poorly. It was a box cutter. What's wrong with you? This looks like footage from a security building at the entrance of an apartment building. It could be any building, but I guess why not an apartment building? Sure. An apartment building? How do you figure that? Unlike you, I actually read the summary file on the KG8 incident. And the crime scene was the victim's own apartment. So this footage was shot at the entrance to the victim's own apartment building. Not sure that's guaranteed, but it's plausible, I guess. As the Travis Fair, they claim this piece of footage exists. Sent me a TikTok of one of those friends who made a quick sparkling water espresso and lemonade. You should tell him he's a sick freak. You'll work for a bit? Hell yeah, go for it. However, no one could find it. Yes, somehow someone was able to steal it and hide it from Mr. Ernest Amano. I can see how this would have been a definitive piece of... I can see how this would have been a definitive piece and why someone would want to hide it. But it's a piece of evidence from a 10-year-old case. Yeah, there's no statute of limitations on murder. Although the suspect being murdered really does put a damper on any sort of prosecuting, so... There's no way it's related to the case that we're working on now, so... Gonna finish this episode I'm watching while working? Sure, but... I believe it has everything to do with this case we're working on now. The ringleader went so far as to use Mr. Portman to retrieve it, which means that in this video lies a very inconvenient bit of footage to the ringleader. Where? Wait, what was that? Huh? That bit you played just now. Please show it to me again. Okay. A guy got in a car. This car! This is something we cannot overlook. Is it the flags on it? Why is that, sir? Can work while I finish this episode and also possibly the rest of the stream. Ah, cool. Look here, Gumshoe. This flag, you flag it. This is the national flag of the Principality of Cadopia. And because it has a national flag on it, we know this to be an official government car. But the question we should be asking ourselves is, what was a government car doing there? Well, look who it is. Ah, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth. So you were here all this time. Oh, yes, I'm just an old man with my walking stick. Ambassador Alba. Thank you very much for continuing the investigation, even at this time of night. If only I was a teeny bit more careful. This tragedy would never have happened. I'm truly sorry. It wasn't your fault, sir. This had nothing to do with how careful you were. You idiot Quercus, you couldn't chase after a simple thief. Now let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you. I would like to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that? Excuse me? I heard you apprehended the thief that turned this embassy upside down. And we're in the middle of an event celebrating our country's reconciliation. We can't exactly have the police and detectives walking around here forever. He has a lot of teeth, I'm just now noticing. Like when his mouth moves, he's got a lot of teeth. You're scaring the visitors away. I hope you can understand how I feel. But we must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issues. Now, why don't you leave the rest of the Alabastian and Babalese police? Ambassador, we're so close. Just a little more. And Miss Von Karma, I'm afraid I've made up my mind. And without my permission, you can't proceed with your investigation anyway, right? That's true, however. As he said at the very beginning, this area can be considered to be Alabastian soil, in which case we are nothing but foreigners in their land. Is that really where our investigation ends? But then someone said, hold it! Sifu, we found Mr. Edgeworth, sir. He was literally in the room you left him in like 5 minutes ago. Sifu, this way. Yo! Agent Lang, you're back on the scene rather quickly. If I laid back and took a break, I'd lose the scent of my prey, Mr. Prosecutor. Agent Lang, why have you returned? Because I have to solve this case no matter what. Well, I'm sorry to inform you, and don't take this the wrong way, I don't suspect you personally. However, a member of the Interpol was just found to be a thief, and so... under these circumstances, I wish to put your investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police can handle things from here. They're quite capable. And definitely not on my payroll. I'm sorry, who said that? At this rate, our investigation really will come to a close. Chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. Ambassador Alba, I get it now. I really do. Oh, I'm very glad to understand how I feel. No, not that. What I was talking about is... I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder. You? No. Duh. Killer? Do you mean that, Agent Lang? Ha! Wolves don't lie. I mean, they do. They lie down. Then who is it? Well, let me first say that I'm not talking about Mr. Cochin's murder. That was all Sheena. Long Z says the truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. Shut the fuck up. The truth is unexpectedly simple. So let me ask you this. Who do you think was Damask II's killer? I'll tell you who. It was you, Francesca Von Karma! What? That's probably not right. I was the killer. Well, that's a confession right there. Hey, wait, but that's impossible. Yeah. Although, that whip is actually quite... Ow! Hold your tongue in that ludicrous remark you're about to make. Agent Lang, are you seriously accusing her of murder? Yeah, I am. He doesn't appear to be joking. Hey, sis, I remember that just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech, he called you to his office, right? Yes, he did. But what does that have to do with anything? I'm getting to that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around rather freely between Alabast and Babal, did you not?
Objection!
And where is your evidence that I am the killer? I was just getting to that. Trust me, I'll show them to you in due time. Ambassador Alba, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I'll need to go inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me permission? With things as they are, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I? Good, let's move out. Oh, and don't even think about running away, sis. My pack will be keeping a close eye on you. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. As if I would have any reason to flee. But just so I'm clear, your logic had better be sound. Because I'll accept nothing short of a perfect explanation. Seems rather upset, not that I blame her. Ha 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 ha! Chuckle. I expected you'd accept no less. But we'll see how long you can keep that nose of yours stuck up in the air like that.
Hold it!
Agent Lang. As someone related to tonight's case, I request you allow me to take part, and so that I may clean up my superior's mess. I guess I should. The more the merrier, especially when it's the peanut gallery. Oh, in that case, I want to join too. I still haven't seen what it looks like in Alabasta yet. If you like Kay in, then you let me in too, pal. I can't sit around and do nothing when Miss Von Comma's in trouble. Hey, Gummy, let's have a competition so you can save her first, okay? Okay, I'll take you up on that. Oh yeah, I'm fired up and raring to go. As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over. Ha ha! Chuckle. Sounds like this is gonna get real interesting. Ambassador Alba, I'll be bringing these kids along for a ride. Very well. But I'd like you to keep in mind this will be your last chance. I'll have this whole mess cleaned up before you know it. Now let's go. Wow. What a twist. Okay, so number 2 on the ground there is the outline of the body. What's with number 1? Yeah. Okay, let's first go over the facts one more time. Manny Cochin's body was found in the Secretariat's office in Babal. The weapon that took his life was 1 Alabasta ornamental knives. And then the body of Damask II, Mr. Cashinau, fuck off, was found here in Alabastian Ambassador's office. Through our investigation, we found the murder weapon was the Prima Duck statue, and that this is actually Babal's statue. This case, no matter how I look at it, since if it wasn't you, then there's no one else who could have pulled this off.
Objection!
Agent Lang, do you understand the full implication of what you're saying? Of course I do, sis, and I'm serious. You were on the trail of a smuggling ring, and you wanted any evidence you could find. So while people were distracted by the Adegarasu's appearance, you snuck in here. That's when you two ran into each other. You and the other thief who took advantage of the confusion from the fire.
Objection!
Even if all that's not true, how do you explain the movement of the weapons? Don't worry, I plan to show you that you're the culprit behind that too. You had permission to investigate both embassies at will. With that kind of free reign, you could have easily taken the weapons across country lines. I mean, the knife maybe, probably not the whole fucking statue. Hey now. Look, sis, I thought I already told you I'm not messing around here. AA name being on the nose again? True. This case isn't directly tied to the smuggling ring. But Sheena certainly is tied to the smuggling ring. He is right in saying she is a member of the smuggling ring. However, how many more sentences can we say smuggling ring? Could it not be deeper than what any of us can imagine? Let's get this ridiculous circus over with. Francesca, you need to calm down, as you only know the facts of the Alabastian side of the case. I don't believe you can see the case as a whole and therefore solve it. What? But don't worry, I'm taking this seriously as well, and I will prove your innocence. That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor. But you can come up with anything else. But can you come up with anything else that can top my hypothesis? Of course, your explanation has to solve the mystery of the moving weapons as well. And of course, and I will. Let us delve into the truth behind the murder of Damask II. Do you understand, don't you, Mazezva? This isn't just a confrontation against Agent Lang. If you can't figure out how the murder of Damask II is related to the smuggling ring, then it will mean the end of our investigation. Well, he held a note from the desk of the guy who was clearly involved with it, asking him to steal the statue, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that's pretty involved in the whole thing. As long as I have no good counter-argument to his hypothesis, the best I can do is walk this thin tightrope and see what I can do. Come on, Mr. Prosecutor, let's get started. I just remembered I need to have a guide up for these things so I can blitz through them as quickly as possible. Totally forgot that. His whodunit theories are all over the place, even for someone who has beef with prosecutors. Yeah. Once again, Lang is a real waste of a character. Like, I do think he's an interesting character, but they don't explain, like, anything about him until the sequel. And he's in one case in the sequel. They do the Ace Attorney thing where the rival is somebody else, so. Ace Investigations 1 walkthrough. I need 5-1 end. Alright, Lang's testimony. One of Alba's knives is used in Babal to murder Mr. Cochin, and the murder weapon in the killing of Damasus II is Babal's prima duck statue. The stream seems to bork every few minutes. I'm getting some dips in my bit rate, but nothing that would be like borking it every few minutes. Somehow these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries into impenetrable security. The only one who traversed, almost said transversed, the two countries just before and after the crimes was you. As long as I can't explain how the weapons moved about, Francesco remained a suspect. You got it, Mr. Prosecutor. Why don't you stop giving me a hard time? Under these circumstances, who the heck can carry a weapon across country lines? So are we not going to address that there's no way this 19-year-old 100-pound girl was carrying a solid gold statue and nobody stopped her and went, hey, wait a minute. Like, come on. There's only one explanation that's plausible. Your boss. Lang, from what I've learned of you just now, is that you've lost sight of yourself. What are you talking about? Focusing too intently on which is in front of us, we become blind to the truth. Don't tell me Long Z never said anything to that effect. You prosecutor, who do you think you are speaking about Long Z's proverbs like that? I don't need his proverbs, because my words are all you will need to see the truth. Anyway, so on the third statement, present the gold statue. Objection! Once again, being like, you can't reasonably move this. Those two items are not the only two to cross the border tonight. Also, there's no way she could have done it. Oh. Damasus II was killed with the Bubbly's prima duck statue, yes. But if that's the case, then tell me, where did Alabast's prima duck statue go? To Babal. Precisely. And if the two statues really were switched, then this means both statues were smuggled across the border at some point. Which means a total of 3 items were smuggled across the embassies. I guess so, but you know what? Doesn't matter the number of items, only that Sis is the only one who could have done it. Because the only person who went back and forth between Alabast and Babal is her. Is that really true? Was there no one else who was traveling between the two countries? There was definitely another person, one who paid a visit to both sides of the wall. The Atagarasu? Objection! Is that really so, Agent Lang? Stream borked there for a second. Yeah, I think it's a you thing, Arg, because my feed is not dipping at all, really. Like, it had some ups and downs in the beginning, but it's evened out. Hello, Penguin. We're beating this today, no matter what. What a lousy time to try and bluff your way out of this. I checked out what the guards said along with the security camera footage. I'm not gonna overturn my hypotheses that easily. Objection! But suppose there was some other way other than through the theater doors. What other way? The only entity that managed to cross the border unharmed pointed out it would open up a whole new possibility. Although I hesitate to bring this out. As long as the entity exists, impossible road becomes a possibility. Looks like you've got some clever idea in mind. I do, and I can show you through a single piece of evidence. Fine, then. Let's see this piece of evidence that will show me this other route. Another way between the two countries. Whoops. It is evidently, the photo. Take that! Agent Lang, I'm sure you're familiar with this unforgettable photo. That's you in Niagara Falls. Yes, it was a lovely holiday, but now take a look at this. That supernatural photo, like I said before. Humans can't fly. No, of course not. I understand that perfectly well. And don't start claiming Sheena somehow grew wings, either. I wouldn't dream of claiming that. And I won't allow you to take back what you've said, either. I'll say it again. It's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. You better have a good explanation for this, Mr. Prosecutor. But how can I prove who it was that threw through the air in this photo? Wait, not humanly possible. Eureka! Very well, you have your explanation. Sounds like you have a good idea simmering inside that head of yours. Let's hear it. The face hidden within this photo, the photo's blurry trailed shadow is... Oops. Not that one. Oh wait, it is that one. My bad.
Take that!
Naturally, the shadow is the third smuggled object to the Prima Duck statue replica. You can't be serious. The Artegrasu, or rather Callisto U, dressed as Agent Sheena, was inside the ball. She dressed the replica up in statue's clothes and launched it through the air. Mr. Prosecutor, you left out a very crucial bit in your explanation. I know I did. She launched it through the air. And how exactly did she do that? He's literally bearing his fangs at me. Oh, is that what he's doing? I thought he was being sarcastic. But he has a point. How exactly did it move through the air like that? As long as that remains unsolved, we won't be able to move any closer to the truth. Which reminds me, didn't he say this earlier? Give a speech, call to his office, murder him. There may be another avenue I can pursue. Agent Lang, now we need to hear testimony from Miss Von Karma. Oh? What are you up to now, pretty boy? We're gonna make out later. Earlier, you mentioned something of interest to me, that I was pretty. How'd you like to make out later? You said that just before the murder occurred, flying through the air, and lasers killing people, I assume is what's happening in that emoji. Cannot tell. Or emote, rather. Miss Von Karma had been in this room because Ambassador Alba called for her. For that reason alone, you believe her to be the killer. Yeah, I guess I did say something like that. In that case, I believe it's my duty to ask you what her side of the story is. Do you really think a criminal would tell us the honest truth? How dare you? As I've said numerous times, there's absolutely no proof that I am the killer. As I try, don't tell me you suspect me too. He thinks we're pretty. I love that, that Wojak. Hey, thinks we're pretty! Ron Flex! I don't. However, I can't ignore the fact that you were in this room at one point in time, which is why I would like to hear about it from you. Francesca, I feel I still don't have enough information, which is why your testimony is incredibly important to the outcome of this case. All right. So, what would you like me to talk about? I'd like you to testify your movements up until you came into this room. All right, let's try this your way for a change. But if what she said turns out to be a waste of time, I'll place her under arrest faster than you can howl no! As you wish. Her and her dead gray eyes. God, they're so beautiful. As I said earlier, I was assigned to guard duty in the Alabastine embassy. After I saw this samurai off on his way towards the ambassador's office, I returned to the Rose Garden for a bit and checked upon the security situation. After all the preparations were in place, I was called back by Ambassador Alba to his office. I want to make this clear from the beginning. So, what I wish to confirm is that the only time span in which you were in this office was before the murder occurred. Is that correct? Yes, of course. I see. But now, the only way I can see for us to break out of this situation, ask Francesca to testify in more detail. Press the fourth statement.
Hold it!
At the time, Damascus II's body had yet to be found in this room, is that correct? That's right. But if Master Alba was here, one could hardly miss his rather large presence. A criminal say anything to get out of getting arrested. How do we know you're not lying? Well, if you need proof, I'd be happy to oblige you. Seriously? Like I keep telling you. When I arrived at his office, Alba was already here. He was standing by the flower box in the windowsill, watering his plants. Yeah, I can attest to that. I remember speaking with the lovely lady around that time here in my office. All right, then. Add that statement to your testimony, and let's hear some details. Alba was in his room at the time, was he? Press this new statement to get another piece of testimony.
Hold it!
For the sake of being thorough, I'd like to ask you something. How did you know Ambassador Alba was watering his plants at the windowsill? What do you mean by that? The entrance to this room is on the other side, however, the window is on the opposite side. If what you have to say is true, then when you entered the room, his body would have been like a wall. He would have blocked your view of what he was doing, is that not correct? I suppose it's a bit hard to see around him, but fortunately for me, Ambassador Alba is not an immovable wall. I knocked before entering, and as I did, he turned around to greet me, with a watering can in his hand. So it's only natural to believe he was watering his plants, correct? I suppose. After his greeting, we spent a little time talking about his flowers. He had obtained them himself, growing them as the utmost care, you know. Yes, the plants in this room, they're all very like my children. How very sad. The passion flowers in the flower box in the windowsill were growing beautifully, too. All 4 of them were in full bloom. What? 4 of them? What did you say just now? I said that the flowers were growing beautifully. But about that statement do you not understand? What do I not understand? I don't understand why a certain thing is the way it is. I'd like for you to append that statement to your testimony. Very well. 4 large passion flowers in full bloom. Well, that's obviously going to be a problem when there's only 2 passion flowers, you lying skank. Ahem. Francesca, for some odd reason, your testimony contradicts with this piece of evidence. It does appear that way. Ha! I knew it. I knew we couldn't trust your words, sis. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you doing discrediting Miss Von Karma like this? Yeah, so, if you keep this up, she's gonna get taken away, so... Ah! All I've done is state what I saw. I have not made a single mistake in my testimony. And for this, I am still under suspicion of murder. Is the number of flowers really all that important at this juncture, Miles? At the very least, it's contradiction in the enigmatic case. One I find hard to dismiss as irrelevant. Then let's hear it, Mr. Prosecutor. What does the number of flowers have to do with anything? What does it prove? I believe the answer to that will become clear if we were to examine the flower box. How did this contradiction come about? There must be something behind this discrepancy. They're my beloved flowers. I've grown them with the utmost care. So I ask that you please be gentle with them as you examine them, Mr. Edgeworth. I understand. Just dumps the whole thing. Now, let's take a look at this. Well, 2 of them were obviously pulled up here, so... That patch of soil looks as though it's had something removed from it. What are you doing, Mr. Prosecutor? Why'd you clam up all of a sudden? I'm still here waiting for an explanation, you know. Did you know, Lang, flowers are best appreciated in silence? Looks like 2 things are pulled from this flower box. The name of these flowers, I believe they're called passion flowers. Despite being called flowers, they're actually a species of vine. But they look like flowers. They appear to be growing well and are well supported by plant supports. Yeah, but no matter how I look at it, it looks like there are only 2 of them here. You realize, don't you, sis? Your lie has failed you. Miles Edgeworth, hurry up and shut this man up for me already. I suppose I would need evidence to shut him up, won't I? Yes, show evidence. I believe I have evidence. You do you? You have evidence in the face of your current plight. I highly doubt it'll last until the end. You howl like a wolf, Agent Lang, but we'll see if you have any bite to back up that bark once you see this evidence. And then they just bang. It's the hair sticks. Look at them closely. It's what's growing the flowers. Sort of, kinda, a little bit. Sheena, who was supposedly in Babal the entire time, had these hair sticks on her. Look exactly like plant supports from the window box. In other words, I believe it could be said that these hair sticks are actually support sticks for passion flowers. And so what? Really all that important to the case? Yeah, of course it is. It means we found yet another item that was smuggled between countries tonight. Ah! Think about it logically, Agent Lang. The sticks were originally in alabaster, but somehow they wound up in Sheena's hands, who was in Babal the whole night. So make no mistake, the sticks were smuggled in like the knife and the statue. Very well then. I want to hear from you exactly how they wound up in Babal. How did these support sticks find their way into Babal? There must be a reason. Aha, that's why. Lang, if you would look at this and tell me its shape. It's another stick, isn't it? And so it is, but the shape of the sports stick is what's important. When they were used with something in this room that comes into focus. Crossbow.
Eureka!
That's a crossbow. Wait, you're not really suggesting. Penguin, yes. He's cooking. These hair sticks, or rather plant support sticks, they make for perfect arrows. Hiya! I've done it! I found the common thread that connects the two offices. But is this thread yet to be completely untangled? And using the arrows, how to explain how the statues were transported. Furthermore, who could have been the one that fired the sticks as arrows? There must be a common thread that ties all of these things together. Oh, for God's sake. It's the wire that's so obviously in my inventory. They made a fucking crane cable conveyor belt situation. You know what happens when you tie a statue to an arrow, right? They don't fly at all. Oh, for God's sakes. The ball statue is draped in the Yatagarasu's clothes and shot over here. Even if you fired arrows from this side, they wouldn't get very far with the statue tied to them. I don't think I need to tell you that the Prima Duck statue didn't sprout wings. You're a realist after all, aren't you? The Prima Duck statue didn't sprout wings. Of course they didn't. Glad you understand. I feel much better already. I was afraid for a second you weren't aware of that crucial fact. It's only crucial because you're under the belief that wings are necessary for this equation. Well, you need to free your mind a bit more and let it fly like a bird on the wind. Try this new grass I found over in Alba's stash. Prima Duck statue flew, but not on a wing. Allow me a bit of your time and I'll explain this mysterious phenomenon to you. You dang fool. I'm gonna press that statement.
Hold it!
But we're in agreement that an arrow by itself would reach the other side, correct? Like talking to a wall. That's every ace turn again. But just the arrow by itself is pretty meaningless, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? The thing they wanted to smuggle were a lot bigger than normal. That's not necessarily true. What? I mean, right now, is not further discussion of my conclusions, it's the launching of my conclusions. The shooter wanted to launch the crossbow was not the statue themselves, but rather a crossbow can launch, something a crossbow can launch to be used to move statues. If it wasn't the statue that was tied to the arrows, then what did the crossbow launch? It's a length of wire.
Objection!
You stupid son of a bitch. Finally, we have reached the point of this discussion. It only took 35 minutes. For I present to you the fact that which was carried by arrow from the crossbow. I get it now, prosecutor. I can see exactly what you're trying to say. You're saying the wire was tied to an arrow and shot into Mr. Cochin's office. All the way from the 5th floor of the Alabastian Embassy. Down to the 3rd floor of the Babalese Embassy. If what you're claiming really happened, I can see how a Prima Duck statue could be moved. Gravity can be used to move the statue down the wire from the 5th to 3rd floor. But then what about Babal's Prima Duck statue? The dark shadow in the photo is seen clearly flying away from Babal. Launch! Shout out to Metal Slug, Rocket Launcher. Going the opposite way of gravity from the 3rd floor of the Babalese Embassy and up to the 5th floor of the Alabastian Embassy. How do you explain that? I think I finally see how the gears behind this whole trick works. Agent Lang, the motion used behind the trick I wonder if perhaps you've yet to envision how it works in your head. Motion? What motion? This is the motion that would have been employed to smuggle the statue. Bungee cords! No. Rotary, obviously. Via rotary motion, the two statues were transported simultaneously. Simultaneously, get real, the statues would collide somewhere along the way.
Objection!
They ever say there was only one line of wire between the two offices? If you shot an arrow with the two ends of wire tied to it, a circular belt can be formed.
Knuckle back!
Long Z says, don't object and call a success what is beyond reasonability. Taking into account the tension difference between the two wires, the top one would sag too much from the point where the statues would collide anyway.
Objection!
Agent Lang, as you know, the Preem Duck statue is one of a kind national treasure. The fact that the ball statue is a hollow replica of the real statue, it would naturally be lighter than the real one, meaning my idea is very possible. Angzi says, oh! Here's what I believe happened. Miss Yu and the mysterious co-conspirator set themselves up in two different rooms. Co-conspirator bridged the rooms by shooting two ends of the wire on one. Then, when the two of them covered the statues and proceeded to transport the statues, after the switch was complete, another arrow was fired, carrying the other end of the wire down to the ball where it could be disposed of. Let Miss Yu hit it in the grandfather clock, quad arrow demonstrandum. Ha 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 ha! This proves it's alright, Agent Lang. This is a time not as a killer. Not yet, sis. I still haven't had my dessert yet. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? The proof is in the pudding, as it were. Pudding is a nice dessert, if you're into that sort of thing. So, do you think you can do it? Can you prove what you said happened? Because remember, if you can't, I'll be taking certain someone back home with me as a souvenir. It's Gumshoe. I agree, as long as there's no proof, my hypothesis remains just that. However, what I have laid out is no mere hypothesis, for there is one more piece of evidence. One more? This should be interesting. You think you have a piece of evidence that will turn your hypothesis into fact? Well, then let's see it, Mr. Prosecutor. The thing that made it possible to create a circular belt in the length of wire. It's right here in this very room. What was it? Why, it was a fucking ceiling fan, of course. They made this really complicated. Looks like you dropped another... looks like you dropped another bomb on us. The last piece of the trick are two pulleys. Precisely, the ceiling fans double as pulleys in this case. And thanks to the fact there is one installed in each of the offices, the ceiling fans are made for a perfect pulley set to run the wire on. Never mind the fact they'd have to hold the weight of a solid gold statue. This must be it. How the smugglers bypass the impenetrable security. You really are something else, Mr. Prosecutor. You figured it out already, haven't you? You know who the big hotshot set up this real-life stage is, don't you? The person who set up this rather large and complex stage show needs to be someone who had foreknowledge of the existence of a ceiling fan in both the Alabasti and Bubbly's offices. The maintenance guy? I don't know. I probably could have guessed they both had a ceiling fan. And that the Passion Flower support stakes could be used as arrows. Well, I didn't know that, I guess. You're a mastermind behind this case. Well, don't you dare make this wolf wait for his food. Why are you so hesitant, Mouse Edgefat? You can't say who it is. Why don't you present something like you always do? A single point of the finger and the case will explode into a national incident. However, I should wait for me to stop the forward momentum, because I have no choice but to rush in. So evidence will point us to who the mastermind is. The crossbow arrows. A smiling could not have been possible without the use of the crossbow. Furthermore, the arrows that were shot by the crossbow were plucked, as it were, from the flower box in this very room. They were planted so long ago, passion flowers had time to grow so big that Miss Von Karma didn't even notice the arrows when she visited the room today. On top of all this, the fact the culprit knew both offices had ceiling fans tells us the person has very detailed information on the embassy's layout, or just, knew that the rooms had fans in them. So, as you may have already guessed, the person I am accusing of hatching this plan is the person who grew the flowers in the flower box with the utmost care. It can only be you, Quirkus Alba! Gasp. Look at him, the face of a murderer right there. Are you out of your mind, Miles Edgeworth? I'm certain of what I'm saying, and I am sure that he is the culprit. Chuckle. Tell me, Mr. Prosecutor, what was the ambassador trying to accomplish by doing all that stuff you just outlined? Why in the world would you need to use a trick like that? I understand your need to doubt me. However, there's one thing that stands out to me as very odd. Just one thing. It's one single end result Ambassador Alba sought to obtain. If we were to examine it and focus in this complex trick, I believe we will finally find the answer to everything. Everything will be okay to examine this one piece of evidence. The alabaster statue?
Take that!
I would fully understand the reasoning had the situation been in reverse. However, to go through the trouble of swapping the real Prima Duck statue for the fake, I sense a very shady reason for such a bizarre action. And who better to ask him the reason than King Prima Duck himself? I see. Ambassador will be examining that statue now with or without your permission. It's a handprint. Cochin's fingerprints. Oh, we knew that already. Apparently the head is the truth. This guy kind of looks like the Steel Samurai, don't you think? Maybe it's because they look alike that he was picked to be the Goodwill Ambassador. I suppose that's possible. Take a look at this area around the base of his neck. It looks like a gap. Hey, you're right. Maybe it's meant to be some kind of secret. Perhaps also to open the statue from this gap in its contraption. What? Hurry up and open it, Miles. Alright, here goes. Well, shit, yeah. Ah, there's plates in there. Wow, it really did open. What's this thing that fell out? I believe a more thorough examination is required. What in the... is this? Hey, this is what I think it is. It's a plate for making counterfeit bills. Somehow it appears we've at long last arrived at the exit to this complex labyrinth. We finally hold within our hands one of the counterfeit money plates. And the reason why the replica was smuggled into Alba to begin with. The Prima Duck statue can only be handled by the Ambassador or Secretariat. The replica is nothing more than a hollow shell covered in gold. The two circumstances made the statue an ideal object to hide contraband in. They couldn't think of anything else. A lunchbox? After receiving the statue containing counterfeit plate from Sheena, the Ambassador had the misfortune of accidentally running into Damask II. Surprised by the thief, the Ambassador raised the replica statue of Damask II and... I don't know, the man's like 80. In order to frame the Steel Samurai of the murder, he covered the samurai sword in blood. Well, Ambassador Alba, you're the leader of the smuggling ring. My country is a mess. And it's all because of you! You're the one who killed Damask II? Answer us! I never thought that you would figure things out to this level. However, there is one point I disagree with you on. The head of the smuggling ring was Mr. Cochin.
Knuckle back!
Quit screwing around. I have no sympathy for someone who would try to pass the guilt off onto a dead man. If there's one thing I'm sure of, it's that you're the real ringleader, Quirkus Alba. It's not good to speak with such subjectivity, you know, Agent Lang. Subjectivity. My conclusion is anything but, and it's a result of logic and investigation. Logic and investigation. Only seconds ago, you're ready to arrest Miss Von Karma. I don't think we can give such a flip-floppy logic any real weight, do you? Chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. Looks like you still don't get why I came back. Excuse me. You see, the reason I came back is so that I could sink my fangs into your wrinkly old neck. From the very beginning, my real target's been you. Agent Lang, that demands an explanation. Sorry, sis, I didn't mean to put you through all that. I knew you were innocent from the very beginning. You did? I knew this whole incident had been meticulously planned and prepared for. So naturally, the occupant in this room, Ambassador Alba, seemed the most suspicious. But without the ambassador's permission, we couldn't get in to take another look around. So that's why you put on the big show to accuse Francesca of murder. Using Francesca as the bait, you were able to gain us entry and investigative rights. Yeah, if I hadn't done that, I doubt the ambassador would have given the okay to poke around. So that's what all this is about. But well, I'll forgive you. But in exchange for us using me as bait, you will take responsibility and help us find the truth. Agent Lang, for giving me such a great opening. Thank you. You know, I just knew, Mr. Prosecutor, that somehow, if we were able to find some proof by investigating this room, you'd be able to figure out the real culprit with your special brand of logic. The evidence detectives collect combined with the logic of a prosecutor. That's just as it should be in a prosecutor-detective team, right? Then they smooch hard. I don't know about all that. But one thing I do know is I'm itching to see that old man get what's coming to him. No, you're quite scary when you want to be, aren't you? Hey, you were the one who was planning to use me to push all the guilt onto Sis. Unfortunately for you, you misjudged me. Agent Lang, I wish for you to stop trying to intimidate me. What we need right now is evidence and proof. I wonder if you have what is necessary to prove that I am the head of the smuggling ring.
Objection!
Because I am. Ah, shit. Don't be such a sore loser. If you really are the head of the smuggling ring, then you should acknowledge your crimes with dignity. Dignity? That is nothing more than a fool's insincere display of strength. If you really wish me to acknowledge my crimes, I would like to see something you call evidence. Ah, I tell you, I knew nothing, really. I don't even know what the counterfeit plate was hidden inside that statue.
Objection!
Is today Wednesday or Friday? You swamped a real statue that vested in your country and authorities to rule for a fake. It doesn't make any sense you didn't know anything. It doesn't make sense. Where doesn't it make sense? Can you prove it doesn't make sense? Yeah, it doesn't. I'm listening to it and it doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh, excuse me, what I meant was Gnurk. He's really got us. He turns the entire situation around against us. I'll just be like, it doesn't make sense. Proof Interpol has been after, which points this man as the ringleader. If we can find proof now, then we can see to it justice is finally served. Is there nothing I can use to break this case wide open? The flashback. Wait, another flashback. The trump card and the videotape. Those two items I could have finally bring this man down, but card from the evidence the case is hidden away in secret. They're illegal evidence. No matter what, prosecutor of law can't be allowed to use such pieces of evidence, for they're illegal. Needless to say, Von Karmas are commanded to achieve nothing but victory. Oh, and by any means necessary. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside the courts. That's what we thought at the time. I'm in the game for some reason again. I no longer follow the path of Manfred von Karma, and I won't follow the path of Yatagarasu. What creed will I believe in? If I want to pursue the truth, will I sully my hands in illegality? And if I pursue justice, then will I lose the truth? What is the law and what is justice? And which path is a prosecutor supposed to follow? That choice I must make my own here and now. I mean, I feel like you obviously use the card, right? Because it doesn't work otherwise. There's no limit to the law. Any limit that exists is set there by man. If a person goes beyond the limit, then the law too crosses into new territory. For what reason were laws invented? The answer that I must show now. Ambassador Alba, I wonder if you might recognize this. Oh, I wonder what that is. I've never seen it before in my life. It's a directives card used by leaders, a ring to relay instructions to subordinates. Oh, is that what it is? The card was sent to the real culprit behind the KG8 incident 10 years ago. A man by the name of Mr. Manny Cochin. Oh, so why do you have such a card in your possession? Because it was hand-delivered to me by a certain great thief, the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu gave that to you. Justice and law aren't always the same. Funny that. Don't talk nonsense and let's be serious, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you have any proof that the card contains directions from the ringleader? Well, you know, the card is not the only thing I was given. Well, this contains security footage that was sought just before the start of the KG8 incident. KG8 incident? The card and the video. These two pieces of evidence are what will seal your fate. Oh, interesting. I must admit I'm very curious. Curious how this case-deciding piece of evidence you have presented. The prey, the autographer who's been chasing all this time, now stands before me. I can't allow this man who has had free reign for 10 long years to simply walk away. Now it is time for me to bring to fruition the valiant spirit it was given me. So, what is this interesting thing you wanted to show me? The trump card and the videotape. Two pieces of evidence together make the ultimate hand, and this is the real meaning behind Detective Bad's work will be realized. Gumshoe! Yes, sir. What you see is security footage shot just before the KG8 murder occurred. In this footage, we know the ring. The card is directive. Whatever. Here it was used to relay orders in his hand.
Take that!
I feel like all that means was he was holding the card, but whatever. As you can see, Coach is holding the card in his right hand. I see. The killer is indeed holding a card with the exact same design on it. That card and the one you have there, just because they look the same doesn't mean they are, now does it? Ah, but they've a very easy way for me to prove they are in fact the one and the same. All I have to do is look at this. A section of text has been obscured by blood, but it's clear the writing is Cadofian. According to Bad, Silencelist, though, CCU, is what's written here, along with the method used and where she lived. The evil intent displayed in this writing will not go unpunished. The blood. The dark red stain. Yes, this is your proof. Proof of the orders of the card will play out in terrible tragedy. The probably I'm the victim of the KG8 incident. With a bit of DNA testing, we can easily verify that as a fact. If you have no objections, I'd like to take a look at this next piece of footage. Car passed by the front of the victim's apartment building. The official Cadofian government car. Gumshoe, if you could magnify the image. And enhance. Directly links to the smuggling with Cadofia. It'd be the reflection, I assume, yes? Or, I guess it's the card.
Take that!
Shape of the pocket and the directives card in it. Tells us without doubt the person in the car is Mr. Manny Cochin. You can also just see his face. It's clearly him. Last play of the car was also captured by a security camera. Wouldn't the camera also capture him getting in the car? With it, we can easily find out who was sitting in the car on the day 10 years ago. Which is why I can say with confidence that you were riding in the car on this day. Oh no, he's tall! You've done well, my boy, to make it this far. However, about your claim I was riding in the car at the time. That's going to be mighty difficult to prove. How so, you tall son of a bitch? The Principality of Cadofia no longer exists. Naturally, all records from that time period also no longer exist. That's weird. What happened? Oh, the frail old man is the guilty party, and we've pushed him so close to the edge, he's gone from a frail old man in a bit of frustration to his true form. An angry, totally tall and not that frail old man. The arrogance. What he really means is he's already erased all traces of them. Are we finished here, boy? The only weapon I have left to me now is that piece of footage. There must be something I can use to prove against him. Why, it's the badge.
Take that!
Duh. What the? Ambassador Alba! Yes, what is it? You were once an army man in the service of Cadofia, and it was you who made many missions you Wait, what? It was you who made the many missions you participated in. Successes, correct? Why sudden backhanded praise, boy? Oh, let me show you the real smugness on this guy's face. Look at this smug piece of shit waggling his medals in my face. That sneer, that cockeyed, half-open stare. This dude is a piece of shit. It was in followers only mode. Oh, it's always in followers only mode, so bots can't leap in and like advertise themselves. I have no idea why it would be in followers only mode on your phone all of a sudden, but my chat's always in followers only mode. But yeah, look at this smug bastard's face. The brilliant medals on my breast were awarded to me during the area of Cadopia. But now I'm the only one who owns this particular medal. Ooh, really shouldn't have said that there, champ. It never tells you that? I mean, you are a follower, so why would it? I don't know, it's weird. It told you this one time. In that case, the only person who it could be sitting in this car is you! How do you figure that? By the medal captured here in this footage, it's clearly the same exact medal as the one on your chest. What? I mean, he could say, yeah, it's the only one now, but like 10 years ago or whatever, other people had this medal. What happened? Yeah, for God's sake. The frail old man is now a smug old man. He evolved into his final form. He's also the ringleader of this smuggling operation. Well, this is the path I have chosen. You've moved me with your devotion to this case, Mr. Edgeworth. Why is he taking such an arrogant stance with me? All right, my webcam's back. I'll be bringing the old cam of the webs back. It's almost looking possible, isn't it? For the lot of you to have come this far. Looks like I might just lose our little game this time. You might lose the game this time. You know, get another round, Mr. Ambassador. Is that a fact? Very well, I've decided to confess and admit my guilt. You're going to confess? And I'll accept whatever punishment may come as a result. What the? Regarding the Damask murder, I admit, I did it out of self-defense. Isn't that convenient? You're claiming it was justified self-defense. Damask II attacked me, and I felt my life was in danger. If I hadn't done what I did, I might have been the one you found dead instead of him. You beat him to death with a statue, my guy. Like, he's coming at me with a sword, so I'm gonna club him to death with a statue. That's a little excessive. Ha ha ha! What a pathetic performance. Ha 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 ha! I'm not giving one. Wow, you two really know how to laugh at inappropriate times. If you should claim it was justified self-defense, you will need some sort of evidence. It's always the evidence with you, isn't it? But if that's what you require, I'll provide. The man left a mark on me when he attacked. What? I don't particularly want to show it off, but this is proof that it was self-defense. Look at this, you son of a bitch! Yeah! Drink it in! I'm an old man, and sometimes I don't pay attention when I should. Sometimes my bowels completely give out on me when I least want them to. But Mask II didn't have a single weapon. Mask II didn't have a single weapon on his body. Talk to the hand. Hold on, it's nothing you worked over because I hid the weapon. All right, well, that's a crime. You hid it. I'm sorry, but as you know, a murder's a murder, even if it is self-defense. I couldn't let it become public, seeing as how I am an ambassador. I'm sorry, why did you think hiding the weapon would make it less of a murder? There's still a dead body. This is the weapon you seek, my special bonsai trimming shears. Whoa, it's covered in blood. This old fart's the mastermind? Yeah. He was trembling quite badly during our struggle. But that's when he grabbed the shears that were sitting in my office and attacked. So you see, it was an act of self-defense. Is he right, Mr. Edgeworth? Since he has both a wound and the weapon that it caused, it's enough to declare it so. No way. Oh, which reminds me, I guess there's one more accusation I need to resolve. Smuggling and counterfeiting. Unfortunately, all of this is to my secretary's doing. I had no knowledge it was going on. Stop spewing nonsense. You're trying to throw my investigation under the bus in your desperation. If you want to get real honest, everything in this case can be connected to you. The murder of Tomasa II was done in self-defense. In my trials, no man escapes his crime alive. Perhaps so, but if you were my opponent in court. However, there is one very important fact I think you may have forgotten. And what is that? That's what you mean. Extraterritoriality. That's right. This embassy sits on what is effectively Alabastian soil. So many trials be held will be held in Alabast. Therefore, the crime I just admitted to will never be tried in your courts. You stupid idiot. Agent Lang, what is the Interpol's stance on this? Agents investigate, that's our job. Judgment of the people who have confessed to their crimes, that's the court's job. And I've already confessed to all of my crimes, Agent Lang. Furthermore, by the very nature of my position, I have full extraterritorial rights. These rights are effective even on your country's soil. Therefore, no matter where a crime may take place, I will never stand trial in one of your courts. That arrogance and your expression. It's nothing like the face of someone who's ready to accept the consequences. Don't tell me you have your own country's judicial system eating right out of your hands. These crimes you speak so seriously of. To me, this has all been nothing more than a game. You may chase me out of this embassy with your accusations, but it's no big deal. Alabasta has numerous other embassies in other countries around the world. All you would accomplish is you would change the backdrop of our little game. This guy's a real asshole. Oh yeah, this dude's a piece of shit. This dude, as bad as this game is compared to the rest of Ace Attorney, this final villain is one of the most, like, smug, underhanded assholes. You hate this guy for whatever reason, regardless of your reason. You hate this guy. Again, look at this smug fucking mug on this dude. It's always the old gits. Yeah, well. I'm doing fine, Jeppo. 2 layers of protection of extra territory that provides him. Is why he is one who cannot be brought to court. You see now, don't you? I live on a whole different world than you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go and fetch your eviction papers. What an asshole. Old gets a phrase, you know, so it works. It's true. His sprite's excellent. Oh yeah, the sprite work in this game is phenomenal. Is there nothing we can do? All right. I think this is the last page of the walkthrough. It's a long page. Nope, it's not. It's a long page and it's not the last page. Yes, I'll save. That said, it did take about an hour, so hopefully we won't go too much farther over 9 p.m. for me anyway. I can't believe it's extraterritoriality. Yes, and there's nothing we can do about that. In the end, we didn't have enough authority to bring him to justice. I can't believe even though we know he's the boss, we can't lay a finger on him. I know. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sorry to skip out on you. I got some business to take care of. He's an old military dude. I assure you it ain't blind luck to come to old age. True. If it can't even give an evil guy like him a slap on the wrist, what the heck were laws created for? What good are they? If the laws can't help us, then I'll go as the Yatagarasu and shoot him in the fucking face. Don't you dare! Mr. White Dwarf. Sorry, that was a bit too harsh. I too want to shoot him in his fucking face. I know how you feel, sir. We're trying to take on an ambassador after all. And he didn't tell us how he had to get out of the theater. It's their kind of country, I guess. But I feel like I've been slapped across the face for just doing my job. What am I going to do? Do I retreat for now and formulate a better plan? Come on, everyone. We can't give up yet. Okay. I want you to think about something for a second. We'd never let up breathe in a second as long as we don't stop investigating. We might find the rotten treasure hidden here. She's white. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, Kay. Very well, let's reopen the investigation and see what we can find. Right behind you. Oh, check out Ball a bit more, sir. I have something I need to investigate further in Alabast. Are you allowed to? He did just kind of throw you out of... Okay, never mind. Miss anything important? Just that, you know, Quarkus Alba evolved into sturdy old man. Now then, before I gather information, I should do a bit of housekeeping. Passion flowers are chucked out. Begin the investigation. Yay. Logic, you say? I wonder why. There are two special circumstances that surround the ambassador. The embassy itself has extraterritorial rights. If something happens on Alabastian soil, we are unable to legally prosecute him. Cool. Sounds like embassies are the perfect place to steal whatever you want. A murder, Damask II, and Murder Master II run a smuggling operation, make counterfeit bills, apparently. I thought all the counterfeiting was done by Cochin and Babal. Yes, he apparently used the embassy's coupon printing press. Fucking coupons. But it's the same story over there anyway. Babal also has extraterritorial rights. Which brings me to my next point. The ambassador has extraterritorial rights. Those rights are effective even in our own country. Really? No matter what happens, he can never be tried in our own courts. He retains some very special rights indeed. Basically, no matter what wrongs he may commit, we can't bring him to trial here. I guess we really don't stand a chance, huh? We might stand a chance if we can somehow nullify one of his special rights. Oops. To the logic. Innovations and the counterfeit. We know we know the counterfeit bills are printed using the embassy's press. Hey, Twitch is borking all over the place. I'm sorry, Arg. It doesn't. My feed says it's doing fine. I apologize that it's borking for you. It could just be that, you know, is the weather bad over there in Georgia today? Particularly bad weather? Yes, there is like one thing I can try. Gonna make me do it that way, aren't we? Okay. I just closed a bunch of ad. It's fine for you for the most part. Well, there you go. I just closed a bunch of my web pages that weren't doing anything. So investigations 2 as long as 1. I think so? Question mark. But it's good. The story there is like good and fun, unlike this, which is a slog. Must have been hidden in a secure location. Where do you think it would have happened when the renovation begun? Probably had to find a better hiding place to get rid of it all. Right, we can assume the renovation was part of a plan to put the the plates in the bill's disposal. The reason Cochin was killed as the ringleader of the smuggling operation. Based on this, we know, who do we think was the one with the most to gain? That would be Alba. One person who's been racing all evidence of the smuggling operation from both embassies, the co-conspirator who is mopping up Alba. Master Alba had a very strong motive to kill Manny Cochin. The cause of Ambassador Alba's agitation, the rotten treasure we may find, and the motive of killing Mr. Cochin, Miss Yu said it herself that she didn't kill anyone tonight, if we're to take her word as face value. Then the reason the ambassador is nervous can only be one thing. He wants to discover the real circumstance in which Mr. Cochin was killed. The Ambassador Alba is the real killer. But I thought the two of them were friends. Maybe they were. What if Mr. Cochin was the one who first betrayed their friendship? Oh, I get it. Wasn't Cochin pushing really hard for Mr. Palliano to be ambassador after the reunification? Yes, and that was the real reason he wanted to steal Alabast's Prima Duck statue. Mr. Cochin hired Damask II to go steal it for him. When Ambassador Alba found out he was up to, he killed Mr. Cochin. There's definitely a possibility at this point. Those two really were thinking of no one but themselves. The question is now, how did he do it? Master Alba was in Alabast. Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babal, right? Right, and that is where we must solve next. Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. Doesn't make the best picture I've seen before. We need to examine Alba's bouquet. Appears to be a bouquet of Persian cyclamens and roses. Wow, you even know the exact species? I never would have figured out you're an expert on flowers. It's all because of those flowers that old lady sends me every month. Just look at me. I sound like some sort of botanist. Some sort of clover in chat. So, what exactly are the yellow flowers here? That one, I'm not sure. What? You don't know? As far as I can recall, I've never seen a flower like this before. But I feel as though I've seen this shape somewhere before. And nothing. This is the Alabastian knife.
Eureka!
Babal's national symbol is a butterfly, and Alabasta is a flower. It would appear someone is employing the old hide a tree in the forest trick. What are you mumbling to yourself about? Wait, what? The handle of the knife? Ah. Yes, it's a handle. It's supposed to be the blade killed Mr. Cochin. The weapon that killed him was carried through the Theatrum Neutralis. The very bouquet Ambassador Alba was carrying. The flower motif. It looks like one of the flower petals is missing. Oh, and take a look at the weapon itself. It's missing the exact same petal. The knife in this photo is most definitely the same as the murder weapon. I believe we now understand why Alba was so nervous and agitated. It must have something to do with where Mr. Cochin was killed. A place in the Alabastian Ambassador would likely to meet the Bubbly's Mr. Cochin. Why, it could only be the Theatrum Neutralis. The only place that makes sense is the Theatrum Neutralis. What? Here? The Goodwill event being held here today, correct? So the only place that both of them would have been is here. If that's the case, then everything changes. The theater isn't actually in Alabastian land. So that wipes out one of those extraterritorial rights he has. Makes logical sense, in which case it was a reason for us to investigate further. So what should we check out? Let's see. I believe we should check the immigration records for both Alabast and Babylese post-haste. Babal's records will be easy to obtain, however the problem is Alabast. Not if they allow us to see the records despite the order to vacate.
Objection!
My god, it's Francesca von Karma. She was ahead of us the whole time. See, I'm one step ahead of you. Hug the boy. Oh, very well. Ahem. This one's from Clover. It's a hug for us to get through this tonight, big guy. Hopefully no one makes me hold you for 10 minutes, otherwise it's gonna slow us down. And we wouldn't want that, would we? I have here security footage from both Alabasta and Babal. You do well to take a look at its contents. You move fast. Von Karma strives to be perfect in every way. Tim isn't here? No, Tim's been absent for a while. Ellie occasionally checks in. I think I'm playing games I don't give a shit about. Although Ellie does seem to chime in for, Spider-Man on occasion. It's not my nature to keep retreating like this. I took the liberty of looking over Babal investigation reports as well. From now on, you'll make no excuse to back down or say as if we cannot solve this case. I'm sorry about earlier. We won't be beaten, because my cute little subordinate is going to try his very best, isn't he? Hasn't she patronized me enough for a lifetime? This video contains footage from Alabas immigration screening area. I really hope there's something in here that we can use. She called me cute, but she's basically my sister, so shut up. Okay, 521. Okay, old man, 522. That fucker, 523. Which minutes footage should I examine? Apparently 523. I am exactly following guide. Examine the cart! Doesn't something about the lump shape strike you as odd? Huh? Isn't it supposed to be this shape? No, there's something clearly odd about that bulge. Ooh-woo. Ellie said she was going through some stuff. Correct. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. That's what she said. Wow, we're gonna make a that's what she said joke right now, Clover? Very rude of you. If only we had the push card itself to compare it and confirm my hunch. Next, let's check out the footage from Babal's camera. That shows us something good. Alright, nothing. Phooey, not a single thing. That's right, this is a contradiction. Did I miss something? Didn't miss anything because there was nothing to miss. However, it's what's missing. is the image of Mr. Cochin entering his own country. Was his body found in Babal? It appears as though the true face of our final puzzle has revealed itself. And so everyone rushed in all at once. Ahem. Ambassador Alba! I thought I asked for you and your group to vacate the premises, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I thought I should let you know that this theater sits on my country's soil. You've had your fun, and I've enjoyed our little game. I dare say you even achieved a new high score. Am I using that term correctly? However, talk to the hand. Once you've recorded a score, that same game can never be replayed again. I suppose not the exact same game, but you could do another round. You understand what I'm saying to you? Your game is done, and it's game over. No!
Objection!
Where do you think you're going at this time of night? After admitting my crime, I was overcome with regret. So I'm headed to the airport now to return home. Aren't I a good Samaritan? I'm afraid I can't let you do that. There's still too many issues we need to discuss with you. You can't stop me, Mr. Edgeworth, and you know it. The guy with the coupons. Please, may I have a moment of your time, Ambassador Alba? Ambassador Palliano. Even just a teeny tiny bit is fine with me. The already strained relationship between our countries is a precarious situation, you know. Very well, if you insist. I will play one more round with them and see what they want. Not that they'll get any farther. Look at my badge. Guilt is what overcame your ass. Yeah, there is something. Listen, this game kinda sucks out loud. There's something about this villain and how smug and dickish he is, where you're like, you know what? Fuck this guy. What? The rest of the story doesn't matter. I want to see this guy burn. I want to see him go down hard. Ambassador Palliano, Mr. Edgeworth, all I wish is for the normalization relationships between our countries. But there's one person standing in the way of that dream. I believe in you. You'll do what's right. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Talk to the hand. Now then, what is it you wanted to ask me about? I do have a flight to catch after all, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to limit you to just one question. That's more than enough because I only have one question anyway. Boxes of briefs. Shit, that probably shouldn't have been my question. Damn it. I want to hear your alibi and how you couldn't have killed Mr. Manny Cochin. Oh, I see. You seem to have a good hand this time around. This should be fun. Where in DC do you think the embassy is, since it's supposed to be U.S. localization? Well, strictly we're in California. So wherever the embassy is, it's in California. Canonically, we're in, I think we're in L.A. It might be San Fran, but it's one of those two, canonically. So it's one of those LA district embassies, Clover, you know. One of those. So it is the very last chance we have to bring him down. I won't allow even an atom-sized contradiction to slip by. Those do exist? Yeah. They do. Yeah, I'm not saying they don't, but what I'm saying is, everything about the series as it goes on is more and more ridiculous that it's in California and not Japan. Doesn't strike me as a stupid fucker who fakes his way through military. It wasn't blind luck that got him to old age. No, he is... he's a formidable opponent, and again, game kind of sucks out loud. The villain's great. I was so over this game, and then he showed back up, and I'm like, this fucking smug son of a bitch. I want to see him burn. Frankly, I don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Cochin and I were fellow smugglers. But to get the point, I was in Alabas the whole time. So it's simply not possible for me to have killed him in Babal. That's my alibi. Old man powers. Yep. So that is your alibi. That is correct. It is simply not possible for me to have committed the crime in Babal. Now that we've cleared that up, I'd appreciate if you would move out of my way.
Hold it!
I said hold it. Yes, I heard you. What is it this time? I thought I told you I'd allow one question. Humph! You did. But you still have yet to really answer my one question. What? Until you tell us the truth, I refuse to budge an inch from where I'm standing. Okay, guard seize him. Ah, very well. I'll play with you for just a little longer. Message Beth is my subordinate and representative of the country's prosecutors. You are forbidden to lose. Of course, that is something I've understood from the start. That guy's the one who ordered my father killed, isn't he? Yes, I believe so. The goal of this first Yadagrasu is to capture the smuggling ring's leader. My father and Uncle Bad. Their legacy will live on through me. That's why we've got to catch him, okay? We will, I promise. Now, Ambassador Alba, let's have the truth now, shall we? No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains the same. All right, press the second statement.
Hold it!
It's not a hypothesis. Earlier we proved it to be what happened. Ha ha ha! Well, let's leave that to the side for now, because it doesn't change the fact I have no motive. Oh, you really had no reason to kill Mr. Cochin? If you want to suppose I had one, then why not? I'll indulge you. After all, this is nothing more than a silly game to me. Even if that's how you see things, I'd appreciate if you would take me seriously. Sorry, I suppose you are in a bit of a pickle. Very well, a game is no fun if the playing field isn't level. Therefore, I formally claim I had no motive to kill. Now, let's see you disprove it. How can he stand there looking proud when he knows he killed another human being? I'm not going to stand by and watch him get away with his crimes. What motive would I have had to kill my conspirator? Why, it's this note, you silly fool. Where is it? It's this note, you silly fool.
Objection!
You need to rewatch Murder, She Wrote? Ooh, that is a good show. If you want to know, I believe you did have a motive to kill. It was because Cochin had betrayed you. But you had your own reason to. Namely, you wanted to pin all the smuggling on him. Evil begets evil, and because you were trying to test each other, it turned into this mess.
Objection!
I don't believe this. You have a bad penchant for telling tall tales, Mr. Prosecutor. And if you're not, then I suppose you have some proof to support your argument. I never use guesswork in moving my cases forward. It has been proven this note was written by Mr. Cochin's hand. Shall we take a look at it? The contents of this note is a request calling for the theft of the Alabas Prima Duck statue. By killing him and pushing all the guilt for the smuggling onto him, you walk away spotless. I believe you understand what I'm driving at. You had more than a few reasons to kill him.
Objection!
Talk to the hand. Are you finished with your hypothesizing? Excuse me? Let's suppose I did have a motive. Even so, a motive or a thought alone can't kill. Isn't that right? And Inspector resorted to playing semantics game with me. It appears this is where the real battle will begin. Now then, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what? I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? You only get one question. Ah! Ambassador Alba, if you could please just give us a little bit more of your time. It doesn't matter what kind of man Manny was, he was my subordinate. Which is why I would like for you to figure out the real cause of his death. Talk to the hand. That's something for Babal to figure out, and something to which I have no relation to. Ah. Now he's even turning down a request from Ambassador Paliano. I'm very sorry, it seems now even my voice falls on deaf ears. There's no need for you to apologize, Ambassador Paliano. El Salvador has an embassy in Woodbridge. Huh. Very funny reading the list of small cities with embassies in them. They're random. Must find a way to stop him from leaving. It seems there are no further objections. In that case, allow me to return home. But wait, what's this? Hold it right there, Ambassador Alba. Kay, you're a 17-year-old girl. Kay? Like I said, Mr. Edgeworth, the Yadagrasu's legacy will live on through me. How do you suggest we stop him from leaving? Leave that to me. Ambassador Alba, do you recognize this? No. Fair enough. Why would I recognize that tattered old organizer? Wait, where have I seen that before? This is a clue my father, Byrne Faraday, left for us. Did you say Byrne Faraday? Mr. Faraday's organizer. Don't tell me this is the one from the second KG8 incident. The main character is the actual culprit of the crime she stumbles upon, and our schmucks are scapegoats. Having seen some of Murder, She Wrote, that actually could be true. There's definitely a few where it's like, I don't know, I think you might have... This seems a little fishy. I think you maybe knew a little bit more than you were letting on the whole time. There's others where it's pretty obviously not her. But also, you definitely shouldn't invite that woman to your dinner party. Like, oh, I'm gonna invite my good friend. She'll come and, oh, wait, my son-in-law is dead. Huh, that's crazy. Great. It's happened to the other 3 dinner parties I invited her to. I'm running out of son-in-laws. Running out of fucking daughters' husbands. Like, it was a gag by the end, certainly. Everyone our age made to watch Murder, She Wrote by their parents or grandparents. I was not made to watch Murder, She Wrote. I was made to watch Guiding Light, television soap opera. Also, All My Children. But I watched Murder, She Wrote out of interest and fun because I like a good mystery. I'm a ham that way. El Salvador has a lot of random embassies and consulates. I hope it's not why you think it is. To represent the large group of El Salvadorian people in the U.S.? I don't know. It's not uncommon for people our age to have seen it. No, not at all. Not at all. Shout out to her nephew, whatever his name is, who can never get laid. I identify with him a lot. The one in which he wrote about Yatagrasu's key. El Salvador. Oh, right. That. Yes. This organizer belonged to the prosecutor you had Miss Yu kill 7 years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. You say that like it was related to me. Inside this organizer, he wrote up every detail of every evil thing you did. What an amusing little girl you are, but that sort of trickery won't work on me. If you won't believe me, then take a look at this. And what is that toy there? That's... The thievery device was used by Yardrasu, or rather, my father. 7 years ago, he used this when he snuck into this embassy. What? These 2 pieces of evidence that hold information Yatagrasu dug up on you. If you go home now, won't hesitate to send all the alabaster right behind you. Little girl, get to the point. I want you to go up against Mr. Edgeworth one more time. If you win, I'll hand over the 2 pieces of evidence. Yatagarasu, ever the thorn in my side. Okay, does the organizer really contain any information on his dirty dealings? It's nothing case-breaking, really. Then it was just a bluff. Even if it was, we can't let all the info my father and Uncle Bat found go to waste. Plus, just the existence of Little Thief is troublesome enough for him. There's those 2 pieces. Aren't they keepsakes of your father? It's okay, I believe in Mr. Edgeworth. He'll come out on top. Okay. When the going gets tough, someone's got to be there to put the wind back in your sails. That is not an expression. After all this time, you're still quite a feisty one. I applaud your powerful nature. Refuse to lose this too. Ambassador Alba, you won't be returning home until you give further testimony. How dare you all, barring a person like me. Ambassador Alba, your testimony now, please. All right, but this is the absolute last. It's not. And then even use all your power of Ambassador Paliona's office, you won't stop me. I can't let this opportunity chaos created from me go to waste. The last time I met with Mr. Cochin here at the Theater Neutralis. After that, I was in Alabasta the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Cochin again after that. So you see, there was no time span in which I could have killed him. Wouldn't you agree? Sorry, adjusting the guide. Now, since you people are practically begging, I'll allow you to question me. What an arrogant old man. Yes, but no matter. We can't allow this chance to escape us. I will warn you, though, you've reached the end of my patience. Waste my time with any inane questions and you will be punished. So any needless pressing or presenting will hurt our case? In that case, the only thing you can do is present the correct evidence, understood? Of course, I don't intend to let him intimidate me. I know Mr. Coach will be killed before he returns to my ball. In which case, there was only one statement to which I need to present evidence. There's actually two options, but whatever. Well, bam. Objection. I'd like to take a look at this picture. It's a rather nice picture, isn't it? It was to commemorate the restoration of relations between our nations. Oh, it's commemorative, all right. One that captures the proof I need to show it was you who committed the murder. Come again. This is the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. I see you recognize it as well you should, for it was you who brought the knife to the theater. You hid it amongst the flowers you were to give the Steel Samurai, meaning you killed Manny Cochin here at the theater. It's time for me to catch my flight.
Objection!
We're not through yet.
Objection!
Talk to the hand. It's game over for you, Mr. Edgeworth, but I thank you for the entertainment. No matter how passionately you orate, the end result will always be the same. I won't be returning to this country ever again. That's right, this man's an ambassador, and he has extraterritorial rights. No matter how hard we chase after him, we won't be able to have him tried in court. Yes, that's exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cur. Ah! God, he hams it up, being so villainous. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, I must bid you farewell. Hi, the courts. Is there no one who can lay a finger on this man? Is this really the end?
Not the best!
Wait! Agent Lang! Apparently he arrived from heaven. Agent Lang! Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor. I have more men than you. Out of my way, my plane is scheduled to take off soon. Sorry, but you're not going anywhere, Mr. Alba. I'm through playing games with you people. Talk to the hand. You can't touch me. And if you do, it would spark an international incident, Agent Lang. Sorry, but no, it wouldn't. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Good job holding the fort down here until I got back. You tripled or quadrupled your daily stair uses last month and you're feeling it? Oh, good. Get those steps in. So, Mr. Alba, your diplomatic immunity has just been revoked. Get it? Lethal Weapon 2? I watched it on the flight over. Was waiting to use that line. Thank you so much. What do you mean, revoked? Spare me this nonsense and let me through.
Not the best!
Long Z says, shut the fuck up! Interpol headquarters and Imperial household of the Kingdom of Alabast. Took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it. The Imperial household? You. What have you done? You have been relieved of your duties as ambassador, Mr. Alba. Whoa. 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 Effective today, effective right now, you have Mr. Prosecutor's videotape to thank. The video the Autograph protected. You can't be arrested simply because you're an ambassador. In that case, I thought I'd strip you of that title. You underestimated me, a descendant of the founder of the detainment philosophy, Long Z. 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world have really paid off. He's back to being a frail old man. It can't be. I don't believe this. My ambassadorship has been revoked. Ha 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 ha! Looks like you're finally coming to grips with your new standing. Woohoo! Looks like he's turned docile again. He's probably in shock from the loss of his shield. What a shame. I had so wanted to use my VIP on him. Why is this happening to me? I'm just a hard-working, honest ambassador.
Not so fast.
Do you really think you can still pull that on us now? You've already ripped away the mask and seen who you really are, Mr. Alba. I'm gonna do it again! Ha ha! I have a lot of teeth for some reason.
Objection.
No, I won't be stopped now. He still intends to fight us. Talk to the hand. So what if I'm no longer an ambassador? You still don't have any evidence on me. The fact remains you cannot arrest me. I'd expect no less from you, the boss of the smuggling ring. Averaging 6K steps a day, just when you had your phone in hand. Nice! The rest is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Understood. You say I killed Mr. Cochin in the theater, but even if that's true, then where's the knife? And there is a knife in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken it from there and used it, right? Besides, the claim he was killed here itself is odd. After all, wasn't his body discovered in a ball? Are you claiming I carried his body all the way over there? Preposterous!
Objection.
I'll be the one to prove whether it's preposterous or not. Ex-Ambassador Alba, are you ready? Because this is no game. This is war! I killed Miss Coach in the theater using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. Alright, confession. Arrest him, boys. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Cochin's body was discovered in Babal, right? There is no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babal. Don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You've already stolen ambassadorship from me. Would you have me surrender too?
Not so fast.
You have no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates is seeking asylum because of you? As if I care. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, boot this guy out of the embassy and we can finally end everything. No, give my all to see he leaves in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he's another witness. Yes, just another witness. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's fuck this guy up. Punch him right in the kidneys. Let's get him good. Start stomping his dick. I wonder if they understood all I can do is present evidence and testimony as power bombs his throat. Let's see. On the fourth statement, present the push card.
Objection.
Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport the body out of the theater. Perhaps we should give this a look. What's this supposed to be? It's footage from the security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it? Just letting you know this, we're not the only ones watching your every move. Thank you for the warning. Now, if you could take a good look at this section here. You're real close to the finish line? Yeah, I mean, the guide suggests I'm almost done. The lump inside this pushcart, do you know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. You fucking idiot. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the unnatural lump under the cloth of the pushcart. There you go.
Take that.
What is the meaning of showing me that? It's to say the unnatural bulge in the pushcart is Mr. Cochin's body. Ooh. You had the Steel Samurai wheel his body away from the real crime scene. Ha 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 ha! What a guess. But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. I admit that for now it is but a hypothesis. However, ha ha ha! If you can't prove it, I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people. Ah, shit. Sorry I took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Gummy! Detective Gumshoe! Is that the Steel Samurai's pushcart? Yes, sir. I found it in the open stage area. So that's where you went. The detective spirit the pops left me. I thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. So, Miss Redworth, is it worth anything to the case? Yes, it just might play a major role in solving this case, Detective. But something isn't right. I thought the entire samurai family was in Alabast. Where exactly was this open-air stage? Did you find this pushcart? I found it lying on the edge of the stage, sir. Oh? Let's leave it there for now. Examine the inside, Detective. Yes, sir. Oh my god, that's not meant to be there. Someone spilled ketchup all over this. It's blood. This must be Mr. Cochin's blood, which only goes to prove Mr. Cochin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Cochin in the theater and then placed his body inside the pushcart. Ahem. And then you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you.
Objection!
I forced him to move the body into Alabast. What nonsense. Why would I bother to do such a thing?
Objection!
You were scheduled to make a speech in Alabast, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop in Babal. However, what if you moved the body to Alabast? Because it was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with the evidence. This guy's annoying. Yeah, you want to see him go down. You smuggled it out of Alabast, you son of a bitch. No! If I can try you move the body from Alabast to Babal, then I win. You can't. The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot prove it. And so I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after you return to Alabast. Mas Edgeworth, have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved? To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I've made a mistake in my logic up to this point, which means there's no questions that can't be answered, right? The Prima statue was smuggled successfully through a brief flight in the air. So why shouldn't there be an answer as to how the body was moved? Which means there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can exploit. After I returned to Alabas, I had my picture taken with the Steel Samurai shaking hands. Then I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared. I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. Is that all? Yes, that's all.
Objection!
Looks like you left a few things out, such as the murder of Damask II. Furthermore, you'll have to part about a meeting with me in your office. Ah, those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. I do so hate to waste time. What? Is not every life precious? Do you really need me to answer that for you?
Objection!
People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. Then you'd better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. What was it he said? How can you be so confident at a time like this? Come on, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you'd like. What an asshole this guy is. Oh, God.
Hold it!
It really is, like, the villain here at the end kind of gives some life back to this game, because it's just this fucking smug asshole the whole time. It's like, God, I hate you. Why was it only with the Steel Samurai? I thought the Pink Princess was also around. The Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time. And the doctors recommended she rest. Wow, you do have a soft side after all. The pain of a bad hip. I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you tend to strain your back as well, huh? Isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? Yeah, what the fuck's up with that? You did need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. The point is not to distrust my back problems. For about 15 minutes after our handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech.
Hold it!
His one sign of humanity and sympathy is back problems. The Yatagarasu is just a trick that you had set up. Ha! A most amusing joke. And how do you propose I set it up? If you really want to know, I'd explain it in detail for you. You arrange the spotlights in the rose garden so that when you took the stage, the audience would see the Yatagarasu's shadow. Oh, interesting tale. Sadly, it has nothing to do with me. What's it gonna take for you to fess up to anything? Very well, let's move on to a different question. After the Adagrasu appeared, what was the state of the Rose Garden? Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. I even helped with the effort. And then once everyone was inside, well... National treasures.
Hold it!
Everyone has back problems? Yeah, exactly. And what happened to you after you returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however. Upon my return, I had that stroke of bad luck and bumped into Mask Man.
Objection!
And I don't want to keep repeating this either. His name was Damask II. Who cares what he was called? By the time he got the Prima Duck statue he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about unlucky man. Being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. Good times. So Carmen's really letting her whip fly now. Eeh! I think the scary part is her silence while she's doing it. She must be at the limit of her patience as well. But physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove he's actually guilty of anything. Are we finished here? Master Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved to Babal? So, Mr. Edgeworth. Even after proving so much, is he gonna get away with it? Is this the end? Hold it. Yet another group appear, and it's these assholes. It would be a great honor if you allow us to be your allies in battle. Evil magistrate, it's time for you to pay. It's the Steel Samurai? No, you're mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai Daddy. Don't love the name. Married man of Neo-Old Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mommy. Edgy Poo. No! The two people I wanted to see the least. Damn it, Larry, the father. Yikes. Larry, what are you two doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. We just wanted to help you. Yeesh. I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spear. Go away. That's his objection. Go away. How can you be so mean to us, Edgy Poo? All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us? Well, isn't this grand? I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does that really matter right now? Hey, is Mir's the Iron Infant completely soaked? Huh? Oh, yeah. I found him in Babal, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, it appears we made it not that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infant in Babal. And he found it in a pool. I don't recall there being one in Babal. Oh, that! Well, I was in Alba the whole time. So I have no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Babal. I thought I lost him in the Rose Garden. But I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. But I found him in.
Hold it!
That's enough, Larry. The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool. This is what I've been looking for, another smuggling route between the countries. The key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel from Babal is bilateral symmetry. That's right, this embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. There's no occasion I wish for you to examine post-haste. It is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochin's body lies. Something like that really exists, sir. An embassy built on bilateral symmetry. Here, presumably, yeah? Area near the wall.
Take that!
Yes, sir, I'll be back before you know it. It's too late. It doesn't matter now what you do. It's all a waste of time.
Not so fast.
You will stay here with us and wait. Nice gumshoes here. The boss. Mrs. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. Ah. There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Hello, Mr. Edgeworth? So, did you get that? There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? The two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other. Mr. Edgeworth, you hung up without saying goodbye, or I love you. Again. Ah, it's a good thing the reservoir can hide my tears. Ahem. Which means there is also a pool at the corresponding location on the Bubbly's side. Mr. Cochin's body was moved into the ball through the pool of an alabaster.
Objection.
Avoiding the topic with vague answers like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any. The Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? Because he was fished out of a pool, and not just any pool, a Bubbly's one. I think it's pretty obvious from this point what must be true. My God. The water reservoirs and the courtyards are connected.
Objection.
And where is your proof the two sides are connected?
Objection.
The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned Iron Infant. Wah! The blasted doll! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back. Hey! Don't tell me you guys figured out everything without me. We did, thanks to this hero of justice's son. Even if it's just Dolly managed to help foil the villain.
Not so fast.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely the body just happened to have passed through onto the ball. This guy's a doll and he's small, so I can believe it made it, but he has a point. Ha! Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, you're going to next propose that a dead body can swim through a pipe. You see, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over. Lang! Why is he helping Alba out now? He's not. He realized a flaw in my argument is helping me to move the logic along. In which case, I should return the favor and find the answer. EP, it's 8 o'clock at night. And another thing. We helped! Yeah, exactly. Cochin's body was found in the opposite of the ball. So what happened to his body after it was transported to an open-air stage? Mr. Alba had an accomplice in the ball, remember? You mean Sheena, right? With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the office.
Objection.
Are you seriously claiming she swam through the connecting pipe with the body? He's right. Miss Sheena would drown if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. Looks like your hypothesis on how the body was moved is still only half-baked. Been up since 6? I've been up earlier than that, and I'm fine. In the end, it's all just befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me passage, because from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, recall Sheena's movements. That's like... What was happening in the embassy around the time Sheena was in Babal? Ooh, if only there's a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water? Aha, that's it! I believe this time we are really done.
Objection.
God damn it! I've had more coffee than you. Have you had any coffee? Unfortunately for you, this is far from over, Mr. Alba. You're a most persistent man. Are you saying you've thought of a way to move the body through... Sorry, I'm thinking of objection go away again. Move the body through the water? That's completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me. And the reason I say this is because there wasn't any water there at the time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? Had a bit of cold brew when you got home? Yeah, I've had 2 or 3 cups? 2. I think I had 2 today? Maybe 3. Just what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. That'd be the fires. Which are... Whoops. Here they are.
Take that!
Tonight, the Anagrasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Babylese embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. If enough water was drained, the getting pipe would have been used to traverse the border.
Objection!
So what? The water level went down. The reservoir is something or other. I skipped through it. Reservoirs are connected. Talk to the hand. You can't prove any of this. I only had one at work. Well, yeah, but I had one at the beginning of stream, and sometimes I have one when I wake up. Not always if I'm running a little late or oversleep a bit, but sometimes I do. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even a game that comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. Why are we saying game so much? I haven't lost yet. I found the route to use to smuggle the body, and the route will lead to your defeat. Even if all the water was used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call it a smuggling route. Not two. Right. Sometimes I have one before I leave for work. I can't remember if I did or not. I had one at work, and I had one right before stream. So I either had 2 or 3 today. I'm not sure what part of that you're not understanding. Then what are you... I should have figured you would notice. Mr. Alba, how deep are these pools anyway? I'll have you know those pools are extremely deep. There are no ladders or footholds along the ladder either. It would be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and climb out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along the wall, there are no need for such things. What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something, they could go up or down the pool at will. Oh, looks like you've got the answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us. This coffee talk's getting weird by the minute. Let's move on from it. Trying to remind you, and apparently got confused. I think I skipped the bit where you went, I was just saying, I know you only got one at work today. Yes, I did only get one at work today. Because I saw you go, you had one at work, not 2. And I'm like, I know! But listen, in my defense, Clover's constantly bickering and arguing with me, so me jumping to the conclusion that she was up my butt about something, 100% fair and accurate and allowed. Ahem. The way in which Sheena moved the body of a rising ground level, there's a way to control the water level that could be a way the body was moved. This is what was used to help Sheena move the body up and down the pool, the fountain spouts. Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts in a manner of speaking. He used the spouts. How so? The water level of the pool became controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Sheena and the body were lifted upward by the buoyancy in the water. The fire on the ball side, the firefighting effort. These were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. Shall I show you the final destination of my train of logic? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance of preparation of things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the rose garden and pushed it along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Cochin's body into the pool. At this time, Sheena was busy conveniently starting a fire in Babal. I'm the one engaged in recreational arguments. They're very fun. You should try them sometime. She then made for the open-air stage pool to wait for the firefighting efforts to begin. With the firefighters using the water in the pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two was exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Alabaster to Babal. And no one saw this at any point. It's an open theater, you understand. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. And the water level rose to the original level along with Sheena and the body. After that, Sheena used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office, and no one noticed the entire time in this crowded embassy. There was an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see, even with a small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Cochin's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. No! Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your press's extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back.
Objection!
You accuse me of moving the body across country lines, but when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now? He wants me to hit the gritty. This son of a bitch. He knows I stopped learning dance moves at the Harlem Shake. I believe is what he seeks is proof. It could have been missed by some twisted luck, I suppose. Yes, proof. Without any, who's to say whether or not any of what you just said really happened? He wants proof. What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no need to worry. I have all the proof we need right here. The blood wasn't the only thing to go through. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just as Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open air stage, so too did I find one other item, and that piece of evidence will prove that the pool were the smuggling route. It's this. Whoops. Pick.
Take that!
He wants Gritty to hit me. Oh no! And what is that exactly? Who knew he was a Phillies fan? You have no idea, do you? This little piece of evidence that I found on the ball side will be your undoing. A guitar pick. Would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were? Whenever I drink beverages and do, like, voices, my nose gets real stuffy. I have to give it a good solid honk on an old napkin or something. Much to your chagrin, perhaps this is not a guitar pick. What? This is something I found in the open-air stage was used to transport the body. I assumed you would recognize it since you took a photo with it after all. Since you don't allow me to show you what this fragment from the stage area belongs to. It could be a knife.
Take that!
Let's take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Cochin. There's one more page of this guide. It's the last page, but, like, fuck me, man. Come on. That's the Fanatic, the Gritty is the Flyers. Ah, of course, silly me. On the handle of the knife, there's a beautifully blooming flower. Which I guess is fair. Each page has taken us about an hour. It would appear it's missing a single petal. Let's see what happens when we try and fit this pick into the open slot. Oh, look at that, it fits. Isn't that something? It's a perfect fit. I assume the petal must have fallen off the flower during Cochin's murder. And then it was accidentally placed in the pushcart along with Cochin's body.
Objection!
Philly's non-football mascots are hilarious. Yeah, well, true. They have the Eagles and then a bunch of non-serious ones. An interesting story, nothing more.
Objection!
I assure you, it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, the flower petal was wet when we found it. Just take my word for it. It was wet, you say? Yes, the only place it could have gotten wet is from the open-air stage's pool. No one could have spilled a drink on it or anything. Now I ask you, how did a part of a weapon which I smuggled into the theater wind up at an open-air stage onto the bubbly side of the embassy? They have non-football mascots in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is one of the few cities that has football, basketball, baseball, and hockey, I believe. Do they have basketball? I don't actually know if they do. I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this. The petal explains it all for me. There's only a few cities in all of America that have all four of those. I can't think of Philadelphia's basketball team, though. Surely they must have one, though, right? They prove someone went to the Rose Garden pool on through into the ball. Impossible! People of Zengfa have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy. Phillies baseball Fanatic is the Flyer. Yeah, Phillies is baseball. They have the Fanatic, and the Flyers hockey is Gritty. Does Philadelphia not have a basketball team? Aye, this. Why? Why? It's a little late to be asking that question. Should have known from the very beginning when you took your first life. No matter how you plot or how you may try and cover it up, you can never hide your crime from what you've done. Because something or other. You can't call what you've given a perfect argument. You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit his wrongdoings, Edgeworth, because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with, or people who refuse to admit when they've lost, like Clover. Just don't believe those people. I don't believe those people really exist because everyone breaks eventually. You're right, in that case, I have no choice but to use all of the evidence I have until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. I request to testify once more for some fucking reason. Philly basketball is the 76ers? Ah, yes. This really will be the end of the line. Okay, this is the last part. I'm on the last page, so it should be the last hour or so of this fucking game. DC also has football, NBA, WNBA, basketball, hockey, both genders, soccer, and tennis. They have a tennis team? News to me. Knew about all the others. It's a long case, I told you. Alba, I request to testify once more. As if there's anything else for me to testify about. I get to fully prove it was Alba who murdered Cochin. Well, I would like to hear your movements before the murder occurred. I wonder if you could tell us about what you did in the Theater Neutralis. Very well, I suppose I could tell you about that. Elaborating on that even alone is good enough for me. The only way for me to place this man under arrest is to pinpoint the exact location of where the murder took place, for that is a key to this investigation. They're called the Castles. One of the Williams sisters was playing for them for a bit. Bloody hell, game, stop being a tease and give it up already. Remember what I said? You really want to see this guy crash and burn? They make you work for it. But you really do just want to see this dude get his comeuppance. Like, after all he's put us through, this guy needs to fucking burn. Oh, it ended in 2021? Fair enough. I watched from the last show. The stage was well lit, but it was dark in the audience. I swear, I was there in the audience. It's hard to prove that, I suppose. I remember the contents of the show very well, though. Is that proof enough for you? Those moving scenes were seared into this old man's heart. I'll never forget them. Fucking children's play. You were in the theater proper watching the Steel Samurai stage show, were you? Of course I was. Ah, yeah. What is it? Of course, I have great fondness for the Steel Samurai. Yeah, I was pretty cool up there, wasn't I? You were not the one who was cool. It was the Steel Samurai who was cool. Poor Edgeworth. Yeah, the Steel Samurai special finishing move today was really something, huh? Huh? Hey, Edgy. Who is she? Who's this super cute girl? She's 17, Larry. She's been standing this whole time and only now he notices her. Her name is Kay Faraday, and she's helping me in the investigation. Sorry, I didn't get to introduce myself earlier. Better late than never. Yes, okay, I'm Larry, but... Science in the peanut gallery. There's no time for such trivialities at a time like this. Mr. Prosecutor, this is the final battle. You got that? Oh, the whole league went away. That's a shame. I know, this is the end for that man there. That's the kind of thing I like to hear. I think I'll give trusting you a try, Mr. Prosecutor. Or rather, Mr. Edgeworth. Kiss me, you fool. I leave this critical battle up to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Have no fear, I will finish the job. And something else tonight if I'm lucky. This really is the end game. The time has come to expose every last one of Mr. Alba's lies. Normally I would wait for the ads, but I'm so over this. Third statement, press.
Hold it!
Well, I remember the contents of the show as well myself. That's nice. That's nice! Miss Edgeworth, don't allow yourself to be wound up by him at this important juncture. I wasn't planning to let him. Well, if you ask me, I think I'm the biggest Steel Samurai expert around here. Don't you think the climactic scene in today's show was just totally awesome? Yes, I remember that well. A spectacular special move. The way you delivered the final blow against the evil magistrate. Early summer rain jab. Oh, the scene will live on in my heart forever. Is that how it went? I totally forgot about that. You fuck. How could you forget your own special moves? That's a special attack that the Steel Samurai uses when he's using the Samurai Spear. Yes, and today it was the first time they showed it off, was it not? If I hadn't watched a show, then how could I answer you with the name of the move? I suppose you're correct, but if you could please elaborate that point for me. Wild mixed season in the tennis league when it ended, DC, Chicago, New York, but also Carlsbad, Springfield, Montana, Minnesota, and Paradise, Nevada. Interesting, yeah. Anyway, obviously, if you'll recall, the spear was broken. He couldn't do the finishing move. Ahem. The special move today was the early summer rain jab. Is that your final answer?
Objection!
You little irritating gnat. Do you think you can trip me up by asking me the same question over and over again? That was not my attention. Your testimony is more than sufficient. However, I believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this. The samurai spear. What about it? This spear actually never made it on stage today. Emo's Missouri. Ah. Excuse me! Heh. Unfortunately for you, tonight's Steel Samurai happened to be a goof of a young man with an abundance of useless hot-bloodedness. Me? He's talking about me. Having said that, said useless man bent the spear during his rehearsal this evening. Kay, do you remember what the Steel Samurai special move was tonight? It was Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. Correct, because he couldn't use a spear and a last-minute change was made. Had you really been watching the show, you would have known that that move was used. Quercus Alba, you didn't watch a single minute of the Steel Samurai stage show tonight, did you? Ah! He knows I'm a fake fan. So if he wasn't watching the show tonight, then it opens up the possibility he was busy killing Mr. Cochin instead. So where were you during the show? I demand an answer now. What is so funny? You're so sloppy. And so are your conclusions. I still insist I watched the show. Most of it, in any case. What do you mean by most of it? You see, during the show I left my seat for a spell to visit the bathroom. I assume that was when the dramatic scene played out on stage. That's the lousiest, lamest excuse I ever heard in my life, pal. Just because he got the name of the move wrong. We can't really use that as proof he didn't watch the show at all. God damn it! As a fan of the Steel Samurai, I had wanted to watch the entire show. Honestly.
Objection!
What an asshole this guy is. As a Steel Samurai fan, for someone who wasn't even in his seat for the climax of the show, you have no right to call yourself a Steel Samurai fan ever. Foaming at the mouth. Who was that just now? God damn it, Larry! I won't let... It would be I, young lady! Larry! What are you doing interrupting me like that? Angie, please, hold on a second. I beg. You may never accept this old man as a Steel Samurai fan. What are we doing? I totally think he's a Steel Sam maniac. Nobody asked, Larry! What exactly is a Steel Samaniac, pal? I believe he meant to say Steel Samurai Maniac. Yeah, and trust me, I know a real fan when I see one, because I'm the Steel Samurai!
Objection!
I would never acknowledge you as the true Steel Samurai! What is happening? Why are we getting so worked up over this, Mr. Edgeworth? It appears the real Steel Samurai recognizes me as a fan. As well he should, for I am a fan. Not as though I missed the entire show. It was a most amazing show, filled with the spirit of a young and young at heart. The sarcasm dripping from his long wooden nose couldn't run any thicker. What an asshole. Oh my god, this guy needs to go down. This case is a fucking mess. There's moments in this case where it's like, what the fuck? And I do enjoy it, but... And it's a good bad guy. He is so detestable. I hate Albus so much because he's just such an asshole. And man, I'm supposed to. They nailed it with that one. Does the Steel Samurai carry weapons on himself at all times? If he does, that absent spear should have been noticed from the start if the old timer watched most of the show. Well... You make a good point, actually. But it's also possible that he only got the spear during the fight scene for the performance. It's like, you know, you don't need the prop weighing the guy down when he's doing the rest of the show. Getting the name wrong in the move only proves he didn't watch the last scene. What I really need is something more definitive. Something that links Alba directly to the murder of Cochin. You know what, Gramps? You're really something else. I'm honored to receive such praise from the Steel Samurai, but what is it for? Well, I was just wondering how you found out about the early summer rain jab. That move's a bit of a secret only a small portion of the staff know about. Wait, it was a secret. Wait, what did you just say? Huh? Did I say something stupid again? Did you say that the early summer rain jab was actually a secret? Well, maybe I shouldn't have said secret. More like we only decided on the name of the move right before the start of the show. Right before? Yeah, the stage director was going nuts because we were supposed to debut the move. About 5 minutes, Steel Samurai versus Jammin' Ninja. About 5 minutes before the show, we threw it up on the dressing room's whiteboard. Early summer rain jab. That's kind of how we decided the name of the move. But by that time, I'd already bent the spear, so I guess the whole thing was kind of pointless. All of you Steel Samurai actors are the same. The director has my complete sympathy. Hey, that's not fair to Will Powers at all. He is not nearly as incompetent. Long story short, we changed the move to the Sushi Slash. We kind of pretended the earlier summer rain jab didn't exist at all. I mean, it'd be bad if someone found out we changed the move, so we made it a secret. Basically, a gag order was issued for publicity's sake. It almost makes the early summer rain jab sound like a lost art. Yeah, which is why I think most of the staff haven't even heard of the move.
Objection!
Hold those lips of yours still! What the heck, old man? I've done nothing but listening. From what I can tell, it's all very unrelated to the case. It's also a very tedious and pointless exercise and wasting time, much like a kid's show.
Objection!
Mr. Alba, I believe the one who should be quiet now is you. How dare you? I suspect you've already noticed exactly what the very severe implications are in this man's testimony. Ha! So now you're trying to bully me, eh? There are no implications to be read behind the scenes of a story kids show. Dude's a bit dim, but he's nowhere near as bad as Larry, yeah. Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this, Quercus Alba. You were the one who said it yourself the name of the move was Early Summer Rain Jab, but the name was only decided upon right before the show was about to start. So, just what are you driving at? The name of the move you told us was never used in the show was said aloud. Now then, would you care to tell us about how you found out the name of the move? Because I can only think of one way you could have known. Quercus Alba, this is the only way you could have known the special move. You thought it up, you son of a bitch! The name, you saw it. You saw it on the dressing room's whiteboard. A staff member who knew were keeping it a secret. So you couldn't have simply gone up to a staff member and asked. Which means the only other explanation left is that you saw it on the whiteboard. That means Mr. Alba was in there at some point, right? What's the big deal, sir? I don't see what that means. There's another piece of evidence that he has a great deal to do with the dressing room. So we can't afford to let this slide. This is related to both the dressing room and Mr. Cochin's murder. Why, it would be the fucking pushcart.
Take that!
The pushcart that was used to move the body was right there in the dressing room. See? There it is. During the show, the pushcart awaited its turn to be pushed on stage into the dressing room. And it was finally pushed there along with the Iron Infant in the last scene of the show. Then, right after the show ended, it went to Alba along with the Steel Samurai. Which means the only time the killer could have placed the body inside the pushcart was when the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage. Basically, the killer had to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show. Precisely! Ah! Oh, but wait! What if, and this is just a what if, what if the murder took place right in the dressing room? What do you mean, Kay? I have to admit she brings up a valid possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people. Slipping in undetected into a private dressing room then would be simple as pie. Not the expression. The killer must have come up with the idea to move the body of the pushcart then, too. Correct, thus making a theater's dressing room the ideal location for the murder of Manny Cochin. Quercus Alba, during the show, you went down to the dressing room, and I want to know why. Tell me why? Yes, it ain't nothing but a heartbreak after all. I was there. I went into the dressing room. I knew it. Boys, you want to go west right now, pal. You got that? West.
Objection!
It's the opposite of east. Not so fast. What is it now? Don't I deserve a chance to explain myself? Explain? What is there to explain? I believe I told you earlier I went to the bathroom. Well, I got lost when I did. Fuck off! Fuck the fuck off! This fucking guy. Oh, this fucking guy. Jesus Christ. I wanted to ask for directions, but when I opened the dressing room door, no one was inside. That's when I saw the name of the move on the whiteboard. You punk! Still trying to get out of this. Do you really think you can get away at this point? Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you can do to stop him? I don't have evidence on hand to do anything. I don't have the airtight evidence I need to put this man away for good. But if that's what I need, then perhaps. Agent Lang, I believe an investigation of the dressing room in question is in order. It's possible we may find new evidence there. Yeah, if Mr. Edgeworth pokes around in there, I'm sure we'll find new facts, pal. Oh, and if we use Little Thief, we may even learn something from a recreation.
Not so fast!
If only Phoenix was here. We don't need to do any of that. What? Wolfie, how could you? I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we already searched there. My men really are something else. And they found nothing? There's only one thing I can say to you, sis, and it's they found nothing. That's it. I guess you're right. If they had found something, they would have reported it to us. Ha 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 ha! They couldn't find anything because there was nothing to find. If there's no info to feed into Little Thief, I can't do much help either. Is this the end? The murder took place in the theater, which is not protected under extraterritorial rights. The fact that it was Mr. Alba himself who committed the murder. If I can't prove statements to be true, Alba walks away a free man. There's no other course of action left to us. It would appear your hand of cards has turned out to be a bust. Now, if you will excuse me, because you people, I missed my flight. I must make haste to arrange for a new one. Now who? Who is it this time? Fuck off. You hold it right there, whippersnappers. First Larry and now you. What's with the scary mobster-like scowl on your face, Edgy Poo? Don't treat me like I'm some sort of nuisance. I've just been meaning to say this, but all of you keep talking about things I don't get at all. You're all leaving this lady in the sad, depressing, lonely dust that I'm about to cry in. Why did you have to speak up right at this instant? But you know what, Edgy Poo? Cheer up. I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing. Most wonderful thing from you? It's so super special, I couldn't give it away to just anyone, you know. Ah, my special present to my sweet Edgy Poo. Are you ready? Is this? Ah! God damn it. Yeah, you can see it on camera. It's... Yeah. It's a box of those samurai dogs, right? Yes! Oh, Edgy Poo, here, go on, eat one and you'll feel right as rain. Yup. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yup. Are we through here? Yeah, that's fair. You can go, I guess. I got nothing. Why'd everyone get so quiet all of a sudden? Edgy Poo, tell me you understand the depths of this lady's love for you. I'm not one to hand out snacks willy-nilly, you know. No, sir. The thought occurred to me that maybe it would be good if I fed you and made sure you were nice and full. One day it's my dream to serve you some of my own homemade food. I mean, isn't it the desire of every woman to make sure that her beloved never goes hungry? I want to experience. I tell you, a long time ago they used to say I couldn't make the most delicious meal and threw it in front of me as a storage kitchen. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do anything about her? There is no power on earth that can force that woman into silence. Is this Old Bag's final game? As far as I know. I'm so sick and tired of it. All you people do is look down on me. Even this box of samurai dogs played me for a fool. It had special design on it. A fan like the Japanese flag, so I thought it was special. I guess it did, yeah. That probably made more sense in Japanese, you know? When I ate one, it tasted like all the rest. Oh, it made me so mad. A special box? A Himonari fan on it? Hinomaru. Why did I say Hinomari? Hinomaru fan. Hinomaru-like fan on it? I never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. Well, I mean, it is Neo Old Tokyo, so why not? However, there it is. The red sun on this fan is filled in. Is it possible? Could it be? After the show, samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. However, there is no such thing as a Hinumaru dog. This contradiction of facts between something that should not exist and yet does. The rays of this red sun may be just what we need to point us in the right direction. At present, studio bigwigs told us to play delivery boy. We're supposed to hand deliver dogs to embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them into the pushcart just to move them. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Kochin at this incident and then piled the body into the pushcart. And then, you forced a steel samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. It's time to piece together the final piece of logic, no matter how fragile or small connections may be. Once we found them all, the truth will be revealed. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Samurai dogs and Hinamaru dogs. Sorry, what? Did I pick the wrong thing? I guess I must have. I'll just do the other two then. Misread the guide, I guess. Of all the merch based on a Japanese themed show, they don't have a Japan themed merch, huh? Yeah, weird. Yeah, I mean, they're samurai dogs. There's not like a special Hinamaru themed hot dog, I guess. Wait, these don't fit together. That must be the samurai dogs. No, in the body and the pushcart then. It's the only two I didn't pick. There it is. Jesus. They're gonna use the pushcart to transport the body, which means they had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs are piled up on the dressing room floor were taken out of the pushcart. That which should not exist, this box of samurai dogs with the Hinumaru on it. This red sun was filled in when the killer was busy removing. Oh, is it a drop of blood? A drop of blood, very conveniently, because the normal box, right, like has, yeah, the normal box has the fan on it. It's just not filled in. A drop of blood landed perfectly. Fuck off. That's what it is, isn't it? That's blood on the fan. Ugh. Then it's proof the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as the red substance turns out to be what I believe it is. Wendy Oldbag. I thank you. What you have given to me is truly something very special. Edgy poo. Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure you're feeling okay, sir? Mr. Alba, as I suspected, you killed Mr. Kochin in the dressing room. How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet? Your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate is with some definitive evidence. That arrogance and that self-confidence. You believe you've erased every piece of evidence that could incriminate you. However, there remains one piece here, and it is what will put you away for good. Randomly landing in the perfect spot is a bit of a stretch. Yeah, well, if it gets this case done with faster. You're bluffing. Oh, hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sounds like you finally found them. The fangs you need to go after this guy's jug. Tell us, what about the box of samurai dogs is going to put the old man away? The trace of evidence will bring him down? Why, it's here, of course. It's a bloodstain. This box of samurai dogs with a Hinamaru fan on it should never have existed. I want you all to take a good look at this red spot. A single drop of blood. Huh? What? Blood, you say? Agent Lang, I'd like this blood analyzed post-haste. I had to admit I'm a bit surprised. I can't believe you found blood in a place like this. Get this down to the lab pronto. Why was there blood on that box to begin with? I think if we're about the flow of the crime, the reason becomes obvious. Larry, you said you transported the samurai dogs with the pushcart, correct? Yeah. You have a great memory, Edgeworth. The pushcart was a bit too big for my son, you know what I mean? So to make sure everyone could see him, I had to pile some stuff in. I figured the samurai dogs were there, so I used them to fill up the cart. If what Larry says is true, then what were the boxes doing on the floor? I see the killer took them out to place the body in the pushcart. Exactly. That is what I believe. The victim's blood found its way onto the box. But when my men investigated the room, not a single box of samurai dogs was in there, because the embassy staff members had already confiscated them. Yes, no doubt to hide the evidence of the murder. It's a good thing Miss Oldbag managed to steal the one box, the one singular important box, before they got to the pond. Looks like Miss Oldbag also managed to put this great thief to shame. What a scandalous way of putting it. I didn't steal, I received it from myself. Quackus Alba, I'll say this for one very fatal oversight on your part. Sorry to rain on your little love fest, however. How can he be so self-confident in a no-win situation like this for him? Even if that blood turns out to belong to Cochin, then what? Ha! So, Mr. Edgeworth, sounds like he's not ready to call it quits yet. Of course he fucking isn't. Why would he be? Okay. The sole piece of evidence that was left at the scene of the crime, that alone has shed light on a new fact. And at the very least now have proof the murder occurred in the dressing room. And you say that like it means something. Huh? Excuse me, sir. Whoops. Hello, it's me, the forensics officer. Report! What were the results of the analysis? Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed the red substance is blood. I knew it. With this Quackus Alba. Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might humor my question. Your question? The one from before, have you forgotten? Even if that is Mr. Cochin's blood, what difference would it make?
Not so fast.
Like we already told you, it proves the crime scene was in the dressing room. But it doesn't prove that I am your killer, does it? This fucking guy. This fucking guy. He has a very good point. The blood on the box doesn't prove that Alba's the killer. Then this evidence is meaningless? That can't be. We were so close, sir. I want to smack that smug look off his face. Come on, there's got to be something we can do. That's absolutely allowed, that message. Just fuck off, Alba. Seriously. We finally found a solid piece of evidence. There must be something I can expose with it. I can't think of a single thing. Now, if you'll excuse me, for God's sakes, now what? Who was that? It's too late. I won't allow anyone else to stop me. It wasn't me, pal. It wasn't me this time either. It wasn't me either. It was me! The forensics guy. Why did you? I haven't finished reporting everything to you yet, sir. There's more. Hurry up and spit it out. Yes, sir. That blood I mentioned. It's not the same blood type of the victim. Ah. No. Ah. What? What do you mean it's not the same type? You mean it's not the victim's blood? If it isn't his, then who the hell's is it? I don't know, sir. All I know is it's not the same blood type as the victim. So it's Alba's? What else could it be? It's Alba's, right? What do we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? I have no idea what's what anymore. Neither do I. What an amusing turn of events. That blood drop proves something to be true, all right. Namely, my words. And which one of your words would that be? The one where I said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The blood has nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever. Need I remind you the blood got onto that box long before it entered my embassy? What sort of nonsense? Yeah, it's blood, pal. There's no way it's not related to the murder. Ha! So you would like to believe. But what if someone preparing the samurai dogs had a small nosebleed? What then? I guess that's possible. Damn it! I'm wasting our time on a red herring. The blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be clue enough. Quackus Alba, you bastard! Wow, we're throwing some hard swears around at this point. Silence! Don't you ever address me with such a filthy word again. I've wasted enough time with you here, and you have your answers. Now let me through.
Not so fast.
Oh, but it doesn't matter where you run, you'll never escape me. Someday I'll have the satisfaction of sinking my fangs into you, you see. And all of Interpol will be behind me, working to see that day comes. Hey, Sturgy doesn't swear that much, yeah? Do you know what your words sound like to me? They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt. Oh! Is this really the extent of all we can do? Is the blood really from someone completely unrelated to the case? Or is there a possibility someone else other than the victim? Just when I thought I had him backed into a corner, it was I who was backed into one. In a situation like this, what would that man do? What would he who can turn any desperate situation around do? Turn it around. That's it! I must present my buttocks. It's not whose blood is this. It's whose blood could get onto a box like this. And if I think about it that way. The blood got onto the box and the body was being placed in the pushcart. Then the owner of said blood must have been in the dressing room at the time. And there's only one person that could be. Well, I must praise you for trying so hard. It's because of you kids I was removed from center stage. And will be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows, unfortunately. But it's not a total loss, as the underworld will allow more freedom than you'll ever know. You're just straight up admitting to it. I plan to continue doing lots of crime, and you can't stop me because I'll never admit it. Wait. Freedom like what the raven feels as it flies through a dark night sky. You can't lay a finger on me now or ever. The arm of the law is powerless before me.
Objection!
Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure about that if I was you. What do you mean? Allow me to describe it in one word. Pitiful. Pitiful? How so? Alba, your wings were clipped long ago. And for someone who's trying to fly away without noticing that fact, pitiful is the perfect word to describe you. Mere words. What do you mean by his wings are clipped, Mr. Edgeworth? Just what you think it means, Kay. We had already caught him in our trap a while back, with an incredibly powerful definitive piece of evidence. Earth to prosecutor, care to speak in English. What are you talking about? What piece of evidence? The piece I speak of is, of course, this drop of blood. But we know it's not from the victim. I don't see how it remains relevant to the case at all. Miss Von Karma, I believe that is exactly why it is important to the case. And the part that is most important is the fact that it's not the victim's blood. You're looking a little pale. Good, I believe you're already aware of what I mean. Twitch trying to get you to gift a sub. We love gifted subs here at twitch.tv/Tokenlad. Why not gift 1,000 subs a day? Know who the body belongs to. Of course I do. This piece of evidence is the irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in his tracks. The blood that soiled the box of samurai dogs belongs to this person. Obviously.
Take that!
Obviously. You can't afford 5? That would be $25, I believe. Which is what it wants you to do. The blood of the red sun on this box belongs to you, Quackus Alba. What? Why is his blood on the box of samurai dogs? He's not even the victim. But, oh wait, they upped the sub price, didn't they? I guess it would be more like $30 then. The blood fell into the box when Mr. Cochin's body was being loaded into the pushcart. $25 with $5 off. I forgot they upped the price of subs. At the time, only 2 people in the dressing room were the victim and the killer. So that's what you mean. If the blood doesn't belong to the victim, then the only other person it could belong to is the killer. Yes, and that person is the murderer himself, Quackus Alba. It's the only conclusion. But Cochin was the one who was stabbed, sir. Why would Alba have been the one who was bleeding? What if during the murder, Cochin had fought back? You mean it's before Alba could kill him, Cochin managed to wound Alba? Yes, I believe we have a piece of evidence that proves he was bleeding then. Piece of evidence shows he was bleeding at the time. His blood.
Take that!
You just moved out and went to pay periods without LWAP. I happen to know you got your deposit back. You bound your body a great wound. That was from when Damas II attacked me with a pair of scissors. Yeah, and that happened way after he was in the dressing room. Ah, but is that what really happened? You can manufacture weapons by smearing blood on them, so I can't just accept that as fact. Shall we try a test, Mr. Alba, and see if the shape of your wound matches the scissors? Covered moving costs. You also got a bonus from work. A struggle we never fought that lying coldly tonight. Yeah, exactly. You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip by, no matter how insignificant the possibility. You still haven't gotten it yet? Ah, well then fair enough. No one to talk, Mr. Alba. You managed to give the law slip for 10 years as a smuggling ring's leader. No matter the danger, you can hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from everyone. You truly are one of a kind criminal. Ha ha ha! I'm the master of my fear. How about I think a person such as you could miss such a large thing? You believe I've overlooked something? You said my wound was caused by Mr. Cochin, and that it was caused here in the theater dressing room, right? Yes, that's correct. I'd like to point out that it's simply not possible. My wound is a stab wound that can only have come from a blade. I wonder where you would propose such a weapon came from. Ah! The theater was packed with security guards. It would have been impossible for anyone to come into the area with a weapon of any sort. Let's end this. Yes, yes, yes. Just as Mr. Alba was able to bring the Alabastian knife in a bouquet, there must have been some way to sneak a weapon of some sort. As long as you can't prove what that other weapon way was, all your talk to Mr. Coach and stabbing me is pure nonsense. So, if that other way does exist, you better hurry and tell me now. This guy's been a goddamn annoyance. I agree. With pleasure. Wait, what? This piece of evidence shows how Mr. Koshin brought a weapon to the theater. The fucking key.
Take that!
Among law enforcement, this piece is known as the Autogrossu's key. That key. The key my father stole from here 7 years ago. Very unique, and that is both a key and a knife. Meaning under the guise of a key, it could have been easily brought into the theater. Couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped the blood off and placed it in Cochin's pocket. After all, the key itself opens the safe in his office. And inside the safe, there was a document about the Cadobian paper signed by Mr. Cochin. In order to make it look like Mr. Cochin died as the leader of the smuggling ring, you had to make it so the police were the ones who opened that office safe. All that hard work to save yourself only served to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching this knife's blade with your wound, Mr. Quercus Alba? Watch him be like, that's crazy. I actually stabbed myself a bunch with the scissors. Looks like I am done presenting things, and it's just exposition at this point. Interesting. Hem! And that is what some may call the coup de grace. Or the coup de grace. Impossible. You can't take me down. Swine, all of you! Especially Manny Cochin. It's all because that man's betrayal. He sought to steal control of the smuggling ring from me by removing me as ambassador. Which is why he deserved to die while bearing the guilt for all my crimes for me. That's why I sent out Yadagrasu card and how this incident was born. Manny was supposed to be the smuggling ring's leader who was killed by the Yadagrasu. But I had yet another reason, yet another story that was supposed to play out. Manny's death was supposed to bring everything to a close. I've got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling prosecutors. That sounds like a confession. I'm afraid there was one more question I forgot to ask. This country's or Alabast's, which country's court would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you. Yeah. Oh, wow. Jesus. Well, that was satisfying. His eyes got carved out. Somehow. I guess. A Scooby-Doo reference? Yeah, probably. This is it, the big day, Mr. Alba's trial. And next week he schedules to stand trial in his own country, Alabast. Francesca's headed that one. I suspect she'll be serving a full course of whiplashes at it. Are we done? It's the wrap-up. It's the epilogue, everyone. Having faced one common courtroom after facing you, sir, shudder. I don't even want to think of what thou should be like. I caught a glimpse of Mr. Alba as he was being escorted into court. And boy, he looked about as glum as I do the day before I get my monthly paycheck. You know, I've been thinking. That flight attendant and even Mr. Portsman were all Mr. Alba's secret agents. Correct. The smuggling ring was a common thread between all the incidents. Cammy Mealy, sorry, I don't know why I felt the need to do that all of a sudden, was to provide support during the smuggling ops using her job as a flight attendant. Portsman was to manipulate trials related to the ring and end in their favor. Oh, Yugo Airlines and even the prosecutor's office. No one was safe from the smuggling ring, huh, sir? We get a wheel spin? Yes, we get a wheel spin. I suspect there are even more members of this ring spread throughout the world. Yeah, it sounds like such a big op, I can't even begin imagining what it's like. What is it, detective? Ah, nothing. Well, come to think of it, Mr. Ernesto Romano's trial is also scheduled for later today, sir. I'm aware of that. Mr. Romano's been working with the smuggling ring now for over 10 years. He used the Romano Group's various connections, worldwide assist to the ring. But all of that has come to an end, as his conglomerate is now under harsh scrutiny. What game would I like? Fucking anything that lets me shoot somebody. Please. I owe Mr. Romano a debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debt to society. Well, with the arrest of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Romano, I guess that about wraps up the KG-8 incident as well, huh? I suppose so. The real killer in the incident 10 years ago was Manny Cochin. And 7 years ago, the killer in the second incident was Mac Rell. Those two facts are unshakable truths. However, seems a lot of effort was put into hiding these and other truths from us. I will expose all of the trials today. You're solving cases left and right, aren't you, sir? CCU and Dead Man. Perhaps now these two brave souls who tried to make the truth known can rest in peace. By the way, I received some gifts from Ambassador Paliano. Are they coupons? Shrimp, crab, beef? I don't need any of these, so I'm giving them all to you. Wow, seriously, sir? Wait, actually, I don't think I want them anymore. The way you're holding them, don't tell me they're just coupons, sir. Detective Gumshoe, have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Godofia again, its economy has changed. Really? Then it seems Ambassador Paliano has reaped a few benefits of his own from it. He has been announced as the official ambassador for the newly reunified Godofia. Francesca? Ah, but what a pity. Even though every item he sent is a treasure, you don't seem all that interested. Ah, it's Kay trying to impersonate me. Well, if you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely assistant, Kay. Wait, that's not what I said. Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have them, sir. Actually, come to think of it, where is Kay? Are you fucking serious? How come she's still not here? Yeah, where could she be, Gumshoe? Holy shit. Wow, that's crazy. Dumbass. Watch us spin another AA. There's not one on the list. You gotta be more alert than that. Ah! I can't believe you didn't notice. I was even mimicking Mr. Edgeworth's voice for a bit. I totally didn't notice or realize the voice was you. Long Z says, ferocious love blooms with each new spring. Why am I here? Lang, a pleasant surprise to see you here. It's been a long time since I set foot in a courthouse, but I wasn't gonna miss watching the guy who screwed up my country finally get what's coming to him. Well, that and something else. I want to see you in action in court. Is that so, Agent Lang? You flushed out all the counterfeit bills, so Zhengfa is finally at peace again. It's all thanks to you, so I just want to say thanks. Wow, I never thought I'd see the old Wolfie says thanks to Mr. Edgeworth. I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated Mr. Alba's extraterritorial rights, I would not have been able to bring him to trial. I believe the victory belongs to the both of us in this case. A shared victory, huh? Well, don't get me wrong, I'll still never forgive you prosecutors. Until it's explained in the second game, anyway. And I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. I've always done things my own way, and that's not about the change. You got that? I see. You're kind of a dick then, still. I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job. Yeah, and if there's ever someone your precious truth can't catch, how is Gumshoe still a detective? Feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. As for me, I'll go get the person no matter what. Alright. It's about time for the trial to start. I'll see you later. I'll be watching your performance in the gallery. I'm looking forward to this. I'll prepare a whole ton of ticker tape for today's victory, sir. Right. Throw some around when Edgeworth wins. Ha! Hope you got enough because I'm gonna go call up my men as well. A modest amount of ticker tape goes a long way. The scene shifts to the courtroom and the final act of this long tale begins. He said thanks, oh my god. Yes, indeed. It's a story of... Oh, shit, never mind. He's auto-narrating. I'm just gonna pull up the wheel right now. Wheel. It has been a minute since you and I got together. I make it a habit to not do more than one. Like, I don't have a streamer's choice on here unless if I'm currently playing a streamer's choice game, which this was, I will not have another streamer's choice on the wheel. I don't care what he's saying. I don't give a shit.
Objection!
How the fuck do you put people in jail? Yeah, you can't imprison people on detective say-so, even in the AA world. Yeah. It's the epilogue. The flashbacks. Yay. Question mark? Oh, her voice. I really am Mr. Edward's death for the other day. I don't care. Thanks to him, I'm still free to serve in the friendly blue skies. Oh, so about my suitcases. They're awful. I've been selling them on the internet, and they've become a real sensation. Have they? Thanks to the praise the art world has lavished on my work as being truly postmodern. The airline chose me to design their new line of Go You Jumbo Jets. Just think, someday you'll be able to take a ride in my pink-walled, yellow-seated jet. Ew. Oh, this guy. No. Yeah, no, I don't want that. Edgeworth, the rudeness of a rude man. Because of him, my time and money is wasted. But more importantlier, I received a fantastic souvenir, the greenback statue of Principality of Cadofia. It weighs a bit light in my hands, but the Ambassador Poliano was most generous. He gave him the fake. That outfit? Yeah. Yeah. On karma, I guess. We finally caught Agent Hicks' killer, and I was able to witness Mr. Alba's teary eyes. It feels good to finally bring everything to a close. I received another offer from Interpol to work another case in cooperation with them. However, as the Cadofian courts await... Yeah, she has to go prosecute over there, right? Cadofia's air is supposed to be very fresh, so my VIP could find new vigor there. I have to be very careful with Von Karma saying the word vigor. With the accent, it could very easily turn into a different word that I really don't want to say by accident. Solo Patrolman has been fired as of today, sir. Good. I thought I was safe since I found the gun I had dropped. Your gun? But I hadn't noticed I dropped my police badge, too. You're a fucking mess. I guess what really broke the camel's back was I couldn't find my badge. My little life has suddenly tipped into dark black holes, sir. I think I'll go to the courthouse and file a complaint with the Ruffles Man. What? Ruffles Man? Oh, does he mean me because of my ascot? I thought he meant the potato chip brand Ruffles. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? It's Emma Skye. I was actually hoping to talk with Mr. Edgeworth a bit more than I did. I wasn't. I've got to get going and return to Europe. I've still got a long way to go and a lot of stuff to study there before I show up in Apollo Justice. Next time I help Edgeworth on a case, I'm going to be a real forensic scientist. He's going to need all the help I can give him, scientifically. You were here for like 15 minutes, woman. Edgeworth is done. Alba stateside. Franzi will be having a day with him in Cadofia. Yes. I believe they kept saying Cadofia. Need more Emma? Not until, what was it? Apollo Justice. Kidnapping was staged. I was let off easy. You helped stage it. I won't be going outside much anytime soon, but that's really okay. The only prison I'm forever trapped in is this cage of love. The guard down at the detention center. Well, when he's on guard duty. He has such a cold look in his eyes, just like that prosecutor. Gasp. Stop it, Lauren. When will you ever learn to stop being a prisoner of love? Find a better person. Yeah. Hey, it's Gumshoe. Young Gumshoe. Oh, the judge. The judge. It appears there are all sorts of drama that take place outside of the courtroom. Since we judges are here day in and out, I've only heard a few rumors, but... apparently, Mr. Edgeworth teamed up with a thief and became a detective. Nope, not what happened. Maybe I should team up with a bailiff and try to become a lawyer or something. No, absolutely not. Do not do that, for the love of God. I would watch that TV show in a heartbeat. Don't make me play that game. Ace Attorney 7, the judge and a bailiff going around. I'm the lawyer. Guilty. You're the defense attorney. Oh, excuse me, not guilty. All judges have a law degree? He doesn't. He 100% doesn't, I promise you. You're lucky to have Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, but because I lost the key, I got fired from my security guard job. I don't know if you've been in a game since this one, Maggie. Don't let it down, Maggie, you still got me. You're right, sir, don't be sad. I'm gonna pick myself up and get through this. I wonder what my next job should be. Ooh, this is kind of fun. You had to be a lawyer first to become a judge? I refuse to believe that. Nepotism is how that man became a judge. That's what I choose to believe. Ah, coaching. Why not come to Genovia for your summer vacation? We have coupons aplenty. Right now, our embassy is proud to present our Let's Investigate a Murder show. Seems weird you're serializing the death of your secretary. Just saying. Judge can have his own sidekick. I mean, I guess he does with the bailiff already, right? Hope in this case help him creating the latest attraction. I guess Kay is an actor now. This guy has to have done something. Well, not that we could prove. Larry. Wheel time? After the epilogues are done. I can't believe Mindy ditched me and went to Japan. But it's okay. That's how I met Miharu. We're planning to go to Paris soon and start a business. We're gonna sell Blue Ocean dogs. They'll sell like hotcake hot dogs for sure. Yeah, Paris loves hot dogs. A blue hot dog and a blue bun. I guarantee it'll turn your tongue and face blue. I know I'm not really the type to work a lot or at all, but... Oh, I noticed I haven't really seen the guy in a blue suit at all recently. I wonder what he's up to. Well, next time we meet, I'm gonna make him eat one of my dogs. Is Larry in Investigations too? No, but hey, Jeppo, Laurice Dunim is in Investigation too. Bad, I assume? Could be Lang. It's bad. Gave testimony in court today as a member of the Yadagarasu. Yo, Mr. Bad, you look well, all things considered. By the way, have you noticed the elements within the ring have begun moving? They're probably fighting over who should succeed. Laurice who? Do you remember how in the third game Larry had like the painter's cap and was calling himself an artist? And took the name Laurice instead of Larry? He's back. I want to suggest Investigation 2 now. We'll do it in like a year. All right, we need to get this game over with. Ah, youth. When did I become so old, I wonder? I've begun noticing gray hairs in my beard more. I'm thinking of retiring my mirror. I've noticed a few gray hairs, probably from this game. And dealing with Clover. Larry's back, yeah. Oh, old bag. It's alright, I got a letter from my beloved Edgy Poo. Please take care of your hip, and when you wish to speak, first take off your headpiece. What does it mean by that last statement? She does often wind up wearing a mask when she meets Edgeworth, doesn't she? Now I think about it. That everyone? Oh my god. Alright. Whoop! I feel so much better now that the trial's over, and as always, your legal powers are top-notch. Yeah, nothing beat the look on Alba's face when you revealed the ring's secrets. I was amazed, like a totally different person when you stepped into the courtroom. Mr. Edgeworth is always 10 times fiercer in court. Based on the information Mr. Alba offered up, they've begun a large-scale operation to clean up the rest of the ring, which I was happy to leave to Francesca and Lang. So what are your plans now, Kay? I've taken care of the creep who killed my father, putting it lightly, so I'm not sure. Hey, I know. Maybe I'll become Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Are you still trying to steal my job, pal? Just kidding. I can't steal something so important to you, Gummy. Whew, what a relief. Kay. Yeah? Even after all that's happened, are you still planning to become a great thief? Of course. But I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Yatagarasu, so I'm going to hold off on doing anything until I make a tight 3-person team of my own. A 3-person team? She's going to take care of it. A 3-person team of young beauties the same age as me if possible. She's going to make Charlie's Angels, oh no! With those criteria, I highly doubt you'll find the 2 other people you'll need. Are you kidding me? You know how many 17-year-old girls would want to be an enigmatic, world-traveling, high-class thief? Fucking, are you out of your mind? She'll be having to fight off applications by the end of the week, my guy. My father chose to fight for the truth. I think that's what's so noble about him. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, the only things I'll ever steal are truths that have always been hidden away. What a twist it would be if Athena and Emma were, like, members of the Yatagarasu in a future Ace Attorney game. Kay was there the whole time working with them. It's like a magical girl team, but thieves, exactly. I'm gonna work hard to make the world where the Yatagarasu isn't needed. Let's both strive for such a future. Well, I guess it's time for me to get going. Okay, keep your chin up and stay strong, okay? And don't be a stranger. Don't worry, I'll be back, and I'm sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in. If you could, I'd appreciate it if you came in through the building's front door. It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window at home has been broken forever. Oh, one last thing before I go. Let's take a group picture, just the 3 of us. A commemorative photo. Every big case has to end with one. No. Why not? Don't tell me you're camera shy, Edgeworth. Of course not, Detective. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm taking the picture now. Hey, come back here. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run away from this, Detective Gumshoe! Stop that! I can't be seen doing that! Is he posing like the Steel Samurai? I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese! And thus, the long tale of the KG8 incident came to a close. I saw the demise of a smuggling ring and the birth of a little great thief. I can't make this dialogue go any faster. It's on auto at this point. But there is little time to rest and relax, for I am eager to tackle the investigation into a new case. The reason for my eagerness is my want to pursue the truth, and my want to believe in the strength of those who use the power of law for good. Oh, and someone who has chosen to live my life as a prosecutor. That is my new creed. There we go. What a fucking memory. Can't be seen doing that, standing still. What a precarious pose he's in. Are we quite finished? Nothing else. Thank you. Turnabout ablaze, completing, without using story mode. Thank fucking Christ. Other than prosecutor? I don't know what it could possibly be. Anyway. Penguin keeps calling you boss. I really need you to correct Penguin so that Penguin doesn't think you're my boss. Anyway. Ahem. Wheel time. Finally, it's wheel time. Ahem. Whew. Dark Detective, Mario Mon Arkham Asylum, Nathan's Big Sack Adventure. Forgot I named it that. Lost Legacy, Uncharted, Broken Age, Wolf Among Us, One Piece Odyssey, Cult of the Lamb, Where in the World's Carmen, San Diego, Kaji, Judgment, Rhythm Thief, Bug, Fable, Sayonara, Wild Hearts, Final Fantasy 9, 102 Dalmatians, Anti-Chamber, Ratchet & Clank, Going Commando, Latent 2, Cat Quest 3, Spirit Hunter, Death Market, Slave Odyssey West, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist the Roses, Say Either, Neuron Initiative, Wheelman, Medieval, SteamWorld, Heist, Machinarium, Three Houses, Back to the Future, Small Saga, Pizza Tower, Kid Chameleon, Sims Bustin' Out, Arcs Fatalis, and Crash Bandicoot. Ahem. What am I playing starting tomorrow? Small Saga. I believe Noki requested that game. It's been a while since we've done a Noki game. I think the last one was Mad Rat Dead. I think I got Small Saga actually cheap on I think Noki like let me know. It's like, hey, Small Saga's like $1 right now. Oh, maybe not. Must have been a different game. What's that about? Unless, hold on. Nope. Huh, I thought I grabbed Small Saga. What's Small Saga? I have to check. It's not the game I thought it was. I believe, like I said, Noki requested it. Small Saga. Did Noki request? Oh, it's a cat game. Yeah, okay. I'll show you the Steam page. Here you go. So, here's what we're looking at. It would appear to be a pixelated cat-rat-based RPG where your weapons are a pocket knife and a lighter. But that's the mage rat with a lighter. Hell yeah. And that's the warrior with a fucking pocket knife. Awesome. There's a rhythm minigame? Oh, fuck yeah. And a Napoleon squirrel. Oh, this game's gonna rip. Oh, Penguin suggested Small Saga. I'm sorry. Oh, no. Penguin suggested Duck Detective. Excuse me. I believe Noki was Small Saga. Rats, modern day. It's like a modern day. It's modern day New York with rats doing medieval fantasy RPG shit. When I played the day before your birthday? I don't fucking know. When's that? Right. Anyway. Oh, Small Saga. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I'll enjoy Small Saga. 22nd? I don't know. What fucking day is that? Friday. I don't know. You've platinum both Duck Detective games? I have one Duck Detective game completely beaten. Anyway, Small Saga is what we're playing tomorrow. Look forward to it. Love you all. Be good people. It's going to be a while before we do another Ace Attorney. It's always a while, but, like, it's going to be a while for this one, because that one would not end. I do like that last case. Quirkus is such a fucking loathsome asshole. I'm dismissed. Ooh, I'm sorry, Penguin. The boss is saying I'm dismissed. But you know what? Since she's not my boss, I'll stay and hug Ron Flex for a minute. Ah, there we go. The big old hug. Hug the boy. I was doing that already. Random woman that's not in charge of me. Oh, isn't that right, Ron Flex? She has no power here. Yes, she doesn't. Anyway, good night, everybody. Toodle pip. See you around for Small Saga tomorrow.